Hospital will open in downtown Utica. Soon, you will be able to experience local care on a whole new level. The Wynn Hospital, world-class care is right around the corner. Learn more at mvhealthsystem.org. This is for you. At MVHS, our team members fell in love with care long ago. Their lives were changed, and their world has been expanding ever since. In respect, compassion, knowledge, and ability. And it's only just begun. Because fueling the future of care starts here at the Wynn Hospital. The Wynn Hospital, opening in October 2023. Learn more at mvhealthsystem.org. This is for you.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Ready for a smoother and safer ride? Head to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. At Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, you'll get expert advice from their knowledgeable staff, who know that every vehicle is different. And right now, it's the pre-season tire sale at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Buy any 4 installed Nokian snow or all-weather tires and $100 instant rebate. Get the tires you and your vehicle deserve at the best prices guaranteed. From Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at tallmanstire.com.
It's open enrollment for Medicare Part D. Kinney Drugs offers a free online tool to compare plans based on your specific prescriptions. Or call 844-653-5063 to compare plans and enroll right over the phone.
Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started. It's time to get things started. On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Well, good morning. Good morning. Here we go after another stinking late night. Wow, I do not like Sunday night football. I don't like Thursday night football. I don't like, what else? Well, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things I don't like, Davey. But having the Bills play last night and then the game go on seemingly forever, your thoughts on that horrible game last night?
Horrible. The Giants' defense played well. The Bills' offense didn't click until the fourth quarter. I don't know if they were coming back from London.
Even then, it was
terrible.
It was not what you'd expect out of the Bills' offense. Everybody was calling for this to be a giant blowout. I'm sorry, a Bills blowout. And it just the Bills didn't score. This is the first time since I think 2017. It was Josh Allen's third game with the Bills. and they were playing the Packers. The Bills didn't score for 3 quarters.
Right.
First time since then. And the Bills did not finally score until the 4th quarter.
Right.
Wow.
In High Market Stadium was like dead when the Bills was not cheering very loud.
No, it was, and our man Stefan Rabitsky was actually at the game last night. Sent me some pictures, but man, this was a rough game, and the Giants. It was just one of those perfect games. You would think, though, one of 2 things was going to happen last night. The Bills were going to come out of London and be so amped up after playing poorly in London that they would just crush and blow out the Giants, or it would be what happened yesterday.
Yeah, it's another late night in 2 weeks on Thursday Night Football. They play the Buccaneers.
So the Bills end up winning, and I got to tell you something. I think had the Giants chose on that final play, where is Manansky?
He's working on the other problem.
Okay, the app is down. We're working on the app, so we're told. I almost feel like, and I want to know what Manansky thinks, being a punished Giants fan. I think had they run the ball from the 1-yard line, I think they would have scored.
Yeah, so did you see the play right before halftime?
Yeah.
I think that's why they didn't run the ball.
Well, that was a mess. I mean, they should have at least come away with 3 points there.
Yeah, absolutely. Daboll was beside himself. He was so angry. He was chewing out Tyrod Taylor before they even got to the locker room.
Tyrod Taylor looked like he was. You always talk about Josh Allen being a deer in headlights. I didn't see that as much as Tyrod Taylor just sat there in this awkward position, moping anytime the defense was out, and I think he got chewed out badly at halftime. Because he's a veteran quarterback. He should know that.
He was just like staring at the ground. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
He was just staring at the ground. Yeah, it was kind of weird.
But
also,
if I were the Giants, I would stick with Tyrod Taylor for the rest of the year.
Thank you. I completely agree. He doesn't have a problem hitting a receiver going down the sidelines under pressure.
No, Tyrod Taylor is, at the very, and it's funny because just before the end of the first half, I don't know which one of the announcers said it, but the one thing is about Tyrod Taylor, he's not going to make a stupid mistake right here. They're going to walk away with 3 points. And he made that stupid mistake running the ball. Now there's 2 seconds. Clock is running. No timeouts. And it was Collinsworth. And it was just before it happened. But for the most part, though, you've got he can throw the ball.
Yeah, it was very frustrating again. It was good to see the Giants were in the game, but again, they get that field goal at halftime. It changes the way the whole game ends, right? Because they only need a field goal at the end instead of trying to get a touchdown on the last play. The other thing I wanted to mention, so I saw something over the weekend that was talking about NFL games being rigged. Okay, now this is it was one of these stupid YouTube videos, and they're a dime a dozen, to be honest with you. But the particular angle in this one was I can't name the referees off the top of my head, but I'm just going to make them up. John Smith, let's see, home teams cover 80% of the time when John Smith does a game. And when Ben Smith does a game, the road favorite covers 76% of the time. It was all these odd stats, and it was 4 umpiring crews in particular. And I will tell you, I can't think of the last time this happened. In the first half, there were 2 calls. One of them might have been in the second half, where they got the guy in the booth, the retired NFL official.
Oh yeah,
Twice he said
that was not a penalty.
That was not a penalty, and they were both big plays against the Giants.
The only thing I got to say is that one there where he was charged with the hitting a defenseless player. Receiver. There was a receiver at that time, right?
There was one for illegal offensive lineman downfield, and then the other one was a late hit or a roughing the passer on Josh Allen. I didn't see one on the.
There was one on a defenseless receiver, and that one clearly, when you went back and looked at it in slow motion, you realize he never made any contact to the head of the helmet at all. It was shoulder to shoulder. and the retired ref said that was not a penalty. However, if you're watching that in real time, it completely looked like he made contact to the helmet.
So I guess there were three calls that blew on the Giants.
That one I could give away. But I got to say, did you watch right up until the end of last night?
Yeah, I guess toward the end I was falling asleep.
That was pass interference against the Bills on that last play. The play where the Giants didn't score.
Yeah, well,
the one before that I thought was iffy. And that is what put the ball down on the 1 yard line. But the very next play where they didn't score, time expires, or time was expired, that was clearly pass interference right there.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the ball hit his hands and bounce away, I just kind of turned the television off.
They said the debate comes when the ball is in the air. Any tug on the jersey or anything like that is looked at differently after the ball is in the air. And what the rule is, apparently, is that if the penalty or the tugging on the jersey greatly impedes the chances of catching the ball, then it's a penalty. If it doesn't, it isn't a penalty. So it was one of those calls where it was based on the opinion of the referee, and he chose not to call pass interference there. Game ends. But wow, what a finish to that game.
So there was the play on the hit on Josh Allen that prompted him to go into the blue tent for the examination.
Yeah, he took some
that
really
should not have been a roughing the passer,
tough hits,
which was unfortunate because I think it would have put the Bills in a situation where they had to punt. And then the other play was the first play, I think, to Slayton, where they got like 30 yards and they called him an eligible man downfield. But they showed the replay where the guy was blocking the Buffalo Bills player downfield, and by rule, if you're blocking a guy down the field, you can't be called for that. You know, it's like the offensive lineman can't. Okay, so there we go. The offensive lineman can't disengage from the line and go downfield and start blocking. But if when the ball's snapped, he starts pushing his defender down the field, he can't get called for that penalty. It was just
so. I think
it was written all over it that field goal was going to cost him at the end of the game.
I think that more. I don't know that necessarily the referees caused the outcome of the Bills-Giants game. But if you're a 49ers fan or you're an Eagles fan, both of those games, it looked like the referees were calling penalties down the line that changed the outcome of the game. So, and how about those games? Like. Yesterday was a day of upsets.
Yeah, so I was happy to see that the Browns held on. I actually hit a 5-team parlay yesterday, and I did have the Browns included in there. I was super happy to see that. But the kid missed a field goal at the end. They should have won the game. 41 yards.
Should have won the game.
The Jets game shocked me. I cannot believe that the Jets were able to overcome the Eagles there. They're now 3-3. Richard's currently emailing me to tell me to do my due diligence. But I just didn't see the Jets upsetting the Eagles.
Listen, I do think that the problem with the NFL, and that means the problem if you're a betting person, is any team, they're all NFL players, except for the Giants. I don't know what that team was made up of. That was really, it's incredible what the Giants were able to, in terms of coaching, what they were able to pull off last night against the Bills. But for the most part, any team on any given night can walk away a winner, right?
Yeah, especially when the refs are there throwing penalties on plays that never happen.
With the right calls, anything can happen. And I'm not talking from the sidelines. He was at the game. I mentioned it and got back late. In fact, may not even have slept at this point. Here he is, Stefan Rubitsky. Good morning, Stefan.
Hello, Bill.
So you were on a chartered bus last night.
Yes, I was, called Wagon Wheels, WAGGIN Wheels.
Okay,
it's
all right.
Through Hale Trans Bus Company.
Okay.
And it's a charter bus, but it was a van, and it picked me up at my place where I live at Kelberman and dropped me off at Kelberman.
That's pretty cool. So
door to door.
How much did that cost you?
Well, it costs, for the bus trip, it costs $139 total, and then I had to get the ticket separately, which I had help getting the ticket.
Okay, so it was just $139 for the transportation. Wow.
Yes.
And then you had to get your own tickets. So you didn't.
What's the yellow bus company that we have local?
Bernie.
Bernie, is it?
Yeah.
I was going to say, you go all the way to Syracuse for 25 cents, don't you?
Yeah,
that
right.
must have been a reality check. You got $139 for a trip to Buffalo and back.
So, and then, so you didn't sit with everybody on the bus?
No, I didn't.
At the game.
There was one family of 7 or 8 that was on the bus as well, that all sat together, and I sat in section 244 in the end zone section.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So how many people were on the bus? It had to be only about 15, 16 people, right?
Actually, there were 8 of us plus the driver.
Wow. Anybody interesting on the bus?
Not really. He had snacks and drinks on the bus.
Nice.
No tailgating.
Oh, there was none of that. Okay. All
so
right.
wait a minute. He got a bus chartered for $140. It was just him and 8 other people?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah. All right, that's a good one. How'd you learn about that, Stefan? Save that for another day. So, all right, what a game, though, right? To walk out winning, but it was just a torturous game all game long for the Bills.
Yeah, the Giants almost won that game. They could have won that game, and it was during there was a play where there was a fight on the field.
Yeah, boy, that was.
And the Buffalo fans were not too happy at the Giants about the fight, and it looked like for a while the Bills couldn't do anything.
Yeah, it was rough. It was definitely a rough game. And Sunday, 1 o'clock, I look forward to. Sunday at 1, Davey. Sunday at 1, the Bills and the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about this game.
Listen,
no, you're
I'm
fine.
worried
You
about
got your scare this week.
I'm worried about every game right now. This does not look like a Super Bowl team, says Richard. Okay, Stefan, I'm glad you had a good time. We'll talk today, right?
Yes, we will.
All righty. You have a wonderful day.
So there was, when that play happened, I watched the replay a couple times. Leonard Williams, the defensive end for the Giants, is lucky because he clenched his fist and almost threw a punch. And at the last second, he kind of decided not to do that, but
I saw
it's a
that.
good thing he didn't.
Yeah. Is that automatic? You get thrown out?
It should be. If the ref sees it, depends on who he bet before the game, but usually that's an ejection.
Good point. All right, so a couple other things going on in the world. Coming up, we'll talk to Tanya J. Powers about Comic-Con going on in New York City right now.
Just one more thing on the Buffalo Bills. You know, it's so interesting, and I love the Bills Mafia. Even if they hate me, I almost got in a fight at a Bills game one time because they hated me as a Giants fan so bad. But I'm a fan of the Bills Mafia. But they're always breaking these tables. And I'm telling you, the offense was so stagnant last night. If you zoom in on the replay, they were reassembling the tables in the stands. That's how bad it was.
God, it was really. And, it's Sunday night. It's like, end this so we can go to bed.
Primetime Josh Allen, scary.
Jeez. Okay, Tanya Powers, Comic-Con over the weekend. We'll speak with her. That was in New York City. Talk about that event. Lewis Black was in Utica on Friday night, Davey. Saturday night, you saw the show at the Stanley Theater.
Yes, I did. I went with Jim Rondinelli.
And that is the rescheduled show, right? That was canceled a while back.
Yeah, awesome. First time I've ever seen him. I've seen him on TV numerous times, but he was awesome.
He has a lot of opinion, right? He would not be considered a happy comic.
He made fun of Trump. He said, I got a new name for Donald Trump. He's the orange-faced president.
Okay, all right.
And he called Biden The old guy, the old Scrooge guy from the Halloween, the Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
Ebenezer
Okay.
Scrooge, he said.
Over the weekend, yesterday, it was, and actually you were at this. Davey was all over the place.
I gotta take up for Stefan because he was out of the area.
That's right. You were at the ribbon cutting of the MVHS, the Wynn Hospital.
Yes, I was.
Now, I got to tell you, this was done. This had to be in honor of Steve Wynn, but it looked like a Vegas ribbon cutting.
Oh,
you
yeah?
had people on stilts. You
They
had
had people coming down the side.
from the side of the building. I mean, it was like it was like something you'd see in like a Cirque du Soleil type event in Vegas.
Did they put slot machines in the ER?
I don't believe so, but that would be pretty cool.
I saw a lot of familiar faces, and I'm not glowing or anything, but people know who I am.
Of
I just had
course,
one
yeah.
guy, I don't know who this was, say, "Hey, Davey, how are you?" I didn't know who this person was. He said, "I listen to you all the time." I said, "Thanks for listening. Very nice to meet you."
Are you signing autographs and that sort of thing? I mean, is that a moment? It's like, I mean, I understand in New York, all of a sudden, there she is, Travis Kelce and you-know-who.
Yeah.
But in Utica, it's Davey.
I'll set up a little table at the Stanley in a couple
Okay.
weeks and be signing with Jimmy on the side.
Jimmy Fallon coming to the Stanley along with Kennedy. Get your tickets now. I have a great story on Heroes Tickets to talk about, which is a program set up by Bill and Robin Monjo from River Hills Properties to help veterans come to the show. Wait till you hear what happened on Friday. I have big news.
By the way, Smitty has now reached the level of if anybody bumps into him or he enters a club and they say you're not welcome, he can say, "Don't you know who I am?"
Don't you know who I am? Yeah.
Please do that, especially if you see somebody recording.
Okay, Davey, thank you, man.
You're welcome.
And then, so the ribbon cutting happened. I thought something very interesting. Did you watch the speeches?
Yes.
So only two political people talked, I believe, right?
Yep.
Who were the speakers? So you had the
Governor Hochul
and Tony.
And Tony.
That was it.
And then Steve Wynn spoke.
Do you know that the governor never was sitting right next to Tony Piceni, never mentioned Piceni at all? I believe she was conversing with Lance and Lee, and Lance is like, "Don't mention his name." She never.
Did she mention other people's names?
I think so.
Smitty, did she mention?
Did not mention Piceni, and they were sitting right next to each other.
Huh.
We'll talk to Tony later on this morning in the 8 o'clock hour. That's coming up. And then one more little thing here. I don't know if you saw it. Sure you did. Yesterday, Suzanne Summers.
Come and knock on our door.
She was a really amazing businesswoman. She made over $300 million off the Thighmaster over the years.
Dance on our floor.
Sold $15 million in 1999 and she owned 100% of that. That was hers. You might not have realized that she was thinking she was just a spokesperson.
If she was using the Thighmaster, I bet you she was really good at business.
She was using I see. But listen, the Thighmaster.
Best I can do at 6:45.
The Thighmaster was hers. She owned it, 100% of it, and made millions off it over the years. In fact, she quit Three's Company because she was upset that, and rightfully so, that she wasn't making even close to what men on lesser-rated programs were making. So she's like, "That's it. I'm done." Pretty
Good
wild.
for her. That's
Tanya,
a legit example of not making enough money or the same amount of money. Yeah.
Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I thought that was an interesting story. I never knew that she owned and actually owned the company, owned the Thighmaster. That was hers.
Yeah.
Pretty darn impressive. Over the weekend in New York, and this under the shadows of the increased possibility of violence coming from Hamas and in the Israeli war over there. People on edge just a little bit, but in the midst of all of it, you can laugh. Comic-Con in New York City over the weekend.
Yeah. I've only got a couple of minutes, but I can tell you that I covered it this year as I normally do, and it was in full swing. Whatever, if anybody was, reluctant to go or anything after the pandemic, you did not see any of that at all. It was full,
Wow.
very full, matter of fact. There was a couple of things that I thought were notable about Comic-Con this year. Of course, it's the actors' strike is still going on, the SAG-AFTRA strike. And so there were, people who had panels, big name stars who had panels. I know David Tennant was one of them. Of course, known for Doctor Who. Ewan McGregor was one of the folks who, were on stage at Comic-Con. And I think both of them, were pretty, there are certain things they can and can't talk about according, to the rules of the strike.
Yeah.
So there's like current projects they can't talk up movies or TV shows or whatever that they're doing. They can't publicize any of those because of the strike.
Right.
But they did still appear. I don't think anybody canceled an appearance because of that, but they just had to be really careful about what they could say.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're seeing comedians and actors talking about things that their golf game, for instance, and not the movie. All these rules they have to follow. Interesting.
Yeah. I thought that was very interesting. I know yesterday they had like a suspicious package scare down there toward the Javits, and I believe they may have cut things a little bit short yesterday because it ended. It was supposed to end at 5, and they may close a little bit early. I think maybe earlier, maybe like an hour or something like that. But there was like a suspicious package call or something where they wanted to make sure that everything was okay. But yeah, tons and tons and tons of people with really elaborate, amazing costumes. I saw one couple that had on their wedding attire. They had just gotten married that weekend.
Wow.
Or last weekend, and they were there on Thursday to celebrate they're basically having their honeymoon at Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was just like, I mean, there's no shortage to this is not just like cartoon characters and comic books. This is all kinds of pop culture stuff.
Yeah. All right, very cool. By the way, some folks got a getaway, take a holiday in the neighborhood. Friday night, Madison Square Garden. Can't wait. We're going to see that in the Big Apple on Friday.
I wish I could. I wish I'd known I would go with you because I've been wanting to go see him at the Garden before it ends, and I don't have anybody to go with.
It's coming to the end. Well, if you change your mind, we'll be there Friday night.
I know.
So
I know. I may have to see what I can do. That'll be fun.
All right, Tanya. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Tanya J. Powers from Fox News. Mike this morning says, well, at least the governor didn't call Tony Passante like Mike Hennessy does. I've heard a lot of people talk about that, and they're very bothered that he knows Passante's name but continuously calls him Passante. And at one point, do you remember he was on the air with us back when he used to come on with us, or with me. Usually if I'm off, he'll come on with Jeff because Jeff, is the friendly one of the bunch here. And I said, you do know his name is Passante. I do not know that. I am a man. I am a caveman. I do not know.
Well,
Passante, isn't that what I said?
He also says it like with another slight adjustment to his delivery, he could be the salsa man, Picante.
Ah, right.
Tony Picante.
Tony Picante.
Can I have another bowl of chips, please? Tony Picante.
Other comments here this morning. How about they're talking about potentially having a Super Bowl take place in London? I do not like that idea.
I don't either.
What are they thinking? I hate this whole European thing. Let's see. Next week, I think we're in the NFL, or the week after, is playing in Germany.
Yeah, they got 2 German games coming up.
Yeah, November 5th and November 12th. They're playing in Frankfurt.
I just don't. I get it. I know they're trying to expand the brand, but I mean, football is soccer over there,
right?
And what you end up getting is a lot of fans who travel to London to see the game. I don't know how many people are becoming NFL fans from London or from Germany or these other countries.
Well, London must love it. I mean, they're
well, it's money.
Yeah, their travel dollars.
Sure, you're absolutely right.
Tourism.
Yeah.
So, did I miss something on Friday? Did Liberal Lou call in?
Lou did call in.
Oh, yeah, because the app blew up. I see that.
So I forgot what the whole thing was about, Davey.
He called it when Jim and Zecca and Hirschdeck were here about the migrant thing.
And I think Lou was right on that. I know people want to. We're not. This is not about what he was talking about. Is not about opinion. It's not about what you think is happening at the border. But these people who are coming over are asylum seekers, and it is a law. So there is now we could be blocking them, which we have been trying to do, and now even Biden is talking about building a wall. But the people that are in New York are considered legally. This is the key here: legally considered asylum seekers. And it is true. I believe that even Pacenti has called them. We will not allow illegal migrants into the area to be housed here in the area. We can't handle any more than we currently have. So I think that was what Lou was all about, saying these are not illegal migrants. They are legal asylum seekers.
So, yes, you're absolutely correct on that.
You're splitting hairs.
Yes.
I guess the
I
analogy.
think so.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yes. Now, I will say this. They know if they come to the border and say they're seeking asylum that they will get entry because legally we allow them in.
And are people scamming are taking advantage of that and cheating that? I'm sure there are, yeah.
Somebody was making the point, and I don't want to associate with somebody who's far right, and I don't know if this was one of these people that are considered to be far right, but they said, listen, if they're seeking asylum, let them, but they go through 3 countries, many of these folks, before they get to the United States, before they declare asylum. Why don't we start turning away those who only declare asylum at the U.S. border? Maybe they are leaving a horrible situation, but they pass through multiple countries that would accept them into a better life, but they don't declare they're seeking asylum until they get to the U.S. border, was the point that they were making.
Well, the problem you have and why it's important for South America to be in a much better place, why we always deal with we butt our noses into things. Why are we giving aid to other countries? Why are we helping make sure that other countries are stable? Well, you want a Venezuela to be a stable country where there's opportunity for their people, so those people don't want to get out of that country and come here. That's part of the whole thing. You want to keep things stable because otherwise it disrupts the whole thing, and you end up with what you're dealing with here. Venezuela is a very bad place right now.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know where they're, how many different countries they're passing through, but I'm not sure Mexico is all that great either. The dream would be to come to the United States. Or are there bad actors trying to sneak into the country as well? I'm sure that exists too.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question.
No.
Maybe we could change our. I think this would be a good free money question. Although I'm blowing taking the gas out of the air, taking the air out of the room is what I mean to say. But we could change our Independence Day to coincide with Mexico's. Do you know what Mexico's Independence Day is?
It's not Cinco de Mayo. A lot of people think it's Cinco de Mayo, but Cinco de Mayo is more of an American Mexican holiday than it is anything else.
Go ahead.
Yes, you're doing the Mexican hat dance. I don't know what I don't know what date they're.
I only mentioned it because it was exactly a month ago today. It was it's September 16th is when the Mexican Independence Day is celebrated. Now, did they? Well, go ahead. I mentioned that because my first thought, I think, is most people they would go Cinco de Mayo. That's the most popular Mexican holiday that we know of.
You're saying,
but it's not. It's not Cinco de Mayo.
Over the weekend on Saturday, a lot of officials, a couple hundred people were in Herkimer, right at the thruway exit, as the legislator John Brzezinski from Frankfurt. Finally, they did the unveiling of that military dog memorial.
Yes, and John worked really hard on that.
He did, and we're going to speak to John later on this morning. We'll talk with him, and from what I understand, It was beautiful. It is beautiful, and it's not complete. They're still trying to raise some money to do a few other things, but it is a beautiful memorial there.
And where is it located?
If you get off the thruway in Herkimer, you'll see it just as you begin to get on the highway.
So, but if you're
if you were driving into the thruway, you'd see it right there.
But right by the bridge there, across from
Correct.
Rockies, right?
Yep.
So can you see it, though, unless you're on the thruway? Like if you just go over the bridge when you're in Herkimer, can you see it? Or if
it's in the village of Herkimer, not on the thruway.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Very, very nice. Also passing away over the weekend, Piper Laurie died on Saturday. She was 91, probably best known for her Oscar-nominated role in Carrie. She played Carrie's religion-crazed mother, and here is a scene from that one.
What are you going on about, Carrie?
I've been invited to the prom.
Prom?
Yeah, senior prom, you know. His name's Tommy Ross, and he's a very nice boy, Mama.
No.
And he promised to stop him and
I
meet
said
me
no.
before and hand me in my midnight. Mama, I'm
No,
accepted,
no,
Mama.
no.
I accepted, Mama. I accepted. Come to your closet. No. He's a nice boy, Mom. You like him. You really like him, Mama.
Well, you're not going.
Already said I would.
Tell that boy you're not going or I'm going to move from here.
No.
Move from here and you'll never see that boy again.
It's funny how that movie in 1979 sounded so much like a movie in 1959. It's like, you're not going to do that. I'm going to come after you as soon as I'm done with this.
Yeah.
You're not moving there. If you move there, we're moving away.
The sound effects sound like they came from Lost in Space, too.
In her book, she claimed she lost her virginity in 1950 to whom? Maybe I'll rephrase it.
The nice boy who took her to the prom.
In her book, she claims she lost her virginity to this U.S. president. This person in 1950 who became a U.S. president.
Donald Trump.
The answer is Ronald Reagan.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How was she legal at the time? Is this a scandal?
She was 18. He was 39.
Oh.
She was playing his daughter in a film in 1979. She did a movie called Tim with Mel Gibson and had an affair with him. She was twice his age. Mel Gibson. That's the That's the story there. Piper Laurie dead at the age of 91. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce over the weekend. The Taylor Swift movie was out, and people went nuts for this movie. Theaters were showing it on several screens. In fact, several movies decided not to open this weekend because of the Taylor Swift concert movie.
It was a concert movie?
It's a movie of the concert.
Oh, God.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce made cameo appearances on the season premiere of SNL over the weekend. Also, Travis was quickly featured in an NFL skit where all of the commentators turned out to be Swifties. Later in the show, before Ice Spice's second song, Taylor did the intro instead of show host Pete Davidson, which was kind of a huge surprise for everybody. They didn't know it was coming. Obviously, they wanted to give respect and not have Taylor walk out as a surprise and upstage Ice Spice and her song. Are you a big Ice Spice fan?
I don't even know who the hell that is.
Okay.
Don't even care.
If you recall the song Disco Duck, you remember that song, Davey?
Yep. Disco Duck.
Yeah, Davey's got it down. Do you remember who the DJ was, the California LA DJ, who actually performed the song?
Yes, I do.
And the name is?
Mr. Rick Dees.
Rick Dees. Some music history here, October 16th, 1976. Rick Dees' novelty song, Disco Duck, beat out some heavy hitters to go to number one on the Billboard charts. Believe it or not, his radio station didn't like the idea of him having the song or the success. He ultimately ended up getting fired. That sounds like radio, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does. Here he is talking about what happened when his song, Disco Duck, went to number one on the Billboard charts.
You record Disco Duck. It becomes the number one song, sells millions of copies. Your radio station?
They wouldn't play it. I knew that they wouldn't play it, so I just mentioned Chicago is number one, Paul McCartney's number two. Next week, they tell me that we're going to be number one, and everybody said, well, what are you talking about? I said, well, I recorded a song called Disco Duck. I mentioned that I was going to come out to Hollywood and perform it for the first time, and they fired me. And then the guy who wore the duck suit sued me, saying that I caused him emotional distress. So I had to pay him $5,000. So I'm penniless. I don't have a job. And finally, they called from Los Angeles and said, "Why don't you come and join them?"
That's what we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was on Solid Gold. The song was performed on Solid Gold. I seem to remember watching that actually happen when it happened. Paul McCartney introduced him. Additionally, the song was going to be on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, but Rick Dees' manager felt that the soundtrack would overshadow the song, and the soundtracks don't do all that well. Turns out, Saturday Night Fever was one of the greatest soundtracks of all time and sold millions of copies, 40 million copies to be exact. Would have been a huge profit maker for Rick Dees. Turns out that never happened.
Foolish.
Got a break. Coming up, free money question from Mobika next hour. WIBX Utica Rome. It's 7 o'clock.
It's day 10 of Israel's war against Hamas. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Hamas and the extreme elements of Hamas don't represent all the Palestinian people.
And while President Biden tells CBS 60 Minutes Israel should destroy the militant group whose terror attack started all this, it would be a big mistake for Israel to go in and occupy Gaza, as the Secretary of State returned to Israel today for talks.
There was a lot of buzz this morning about a possible ceasefire in the southern port of Gaza to allow for the exit of foreign nationals and the entry of aid. But so far, that has not taken place. In the distance, you can hear the buzz of an Israeli drone. There's been more rocket fire today towards central Israel. And even once Secretary of State Antony Blinken landed, Hamas fired a medium-range rocket toward the city of Tel Aviv, and we understand it landed in the sea.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Sderot, near Gaza, where Israel now says Hamas has 199 hostages, some of them Americans. And Fox's Jonathan Savage reports
more than 1 million people have fled their homes in the past week. Food and water supplies are dwindling. More than 1,400 Israelis and 2,700 Palestinians have been killed in the past 10 days.
That's fine. And the House Republicans plan to vote tomorrow, trying to elect a new speaker. Jim Jordan's the nominee, but he's still trying to sway some who do not support him after Steve Scalise fell short of votes last week. The speaker who was ousted earlier this month, Kevin McCarthy, tells Fox Sunday Morning Futures,
"Look, I think Jim Jordan can get there. I'm one who understands how difficult it is."
Drugstore chain Rite Aid has filed for bankruptcy as it deals with opioid-related lawsuits, accusing Rite Aid of helping fuel the opioid crisis of drug overdoses and deaths illegally filling prescriptions. A TV star has died.
Come and knock on our door.
Suzanne Summers became famous on Three's Company in the 1970s, then became an entrepreneur with the Thigh Master and fitness videos. She also battled cancer for years. Today would have been Suzanne Summers' 77th birthday. America's listening to Fox News.
A whole generation knows little to nothing about our nation's darkest day, 9/11. The Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute launched to right this wrong by educating kids in kindergarten through 12th grade. Their nonfiction first-person accounts are told through videos in the Discovering Heroes book series. The Institute offers full curriculum units, a speakers bureau, a mobile exhibit that's an interactive museum with 9/11 artifacts, and Russell F. Siller Memorial Scholarships for kids of program recipients. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
Want to know how to get the same cell coverage for up to half the cost? Well, instead of spending a fortune building and maintaining their own cell phone towers, Consumer Cellular just pays to use the same towers as the largest carriers and passes the savings on to you. Pretty smart, huh? Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5 GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
Mostly cloudy skies, 47 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX News Time, 7:03. This news update is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. An official ribbon-cutting ceremony held on Sunday at the Wynn Hospital in downtown Utica. The facility, over 700,000 square feet, and includes 373 beds, and the cost was covered by a $300 million commitment from the state. The new hospital will not open its doors to patients until October 29th, which is less than 2 weeks away. St. Elizabeth Medical Center and St. Luke's Hospital in Utica will both be closing. Oneida County Sheriff's deputies releasing the names of 2 men killed in a fire at a hunting camp in the Adirondacks. They say 64-year-old Joseph Funk and 78-year-old Thomas Dingman. died on Saturday at the camp on Nichols Mills Road in Forestport. 2 other men who were at the camp suffered burn injuries. They continue to recover. It's believed the fire may have been started due to a wood stove, but the cause is still under investigation. The New York State Department of Health is urging state residents to get both their COVID-19 and flu shots. The agency says people 6 months and older are able to get the shots during the same appointment. There are concerns about the spread of both viruses due to the cold weather and kids going back to school. If you have chronic medical conditions, you have a higher risk of complications from either the flu or coronavirus. And Central New York drivers saving a bit of money these days when it comes to filling up. According to AAA, the average cost for a gallon of fuel here in the Utica-Rome market is $3.87 today. That's down 4 cents over the past week. Right now, the statewide average is at $3.82. Nationally, it is at $3.60. WIBX News Time, 7:05. Your Weather Center forecast comes to you from Eyewitness News. Looking at mostly cloudy skies today, a slight chance of an afternoon rain shower, a high of 57. Slight chance of showers overnight tonight, otherwise mostly cloudy and a low of 45. Cloudy skies still with us on Tuesday with a high of 59. Wednesday, partly sunny, 61. Thursday looks nice, mostly sunny with a high of 67. Right now, cloudy and 47 at 7:05. All right, in sports, a good game on Sunday Night Football, if you like to see stagnant offenses anyway. The Bills did come from behind, 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter as they knock off Giants. 14-9 was the final. Tyrod Taylor in for the injured Daniel Jones. 200 yards passing. He was unable to connect with Darren Waller in the back of the end zone for what would have been the game-winning score on the final play. Giants now drop to 1-5. They'll host the Washington Commanders coming up in Week 7. The Buffalo Bills are now 4-2. The Jets came from behind to knock off the defending NFC champions. A bit of a stunner yesterday as the Jets down the Eagles 20-14 at MetLife Stadium. Breece Hall carried the ball 8 yards into the end zone after a Tony Adams interception. The Jets combined for 3 picks on defense. Zach Wilson, 19 of 33. He threw for 186 yards. Garrett Wilson caught 8 passes for 90 yards. And the Jets now 3rd in the AFC East at 3-3. They have a bye week, and then they will visit the Giants coming up in Week 8. Major League Baseball playoffs continued last night. The Texas Rangers jump out to a 1-0 series lead on the road. The final last night was 2-0. Jordan Montgomery had 6 strikeouts and allowed 5 hits over 6 1/3 scoreless innings. Josh Sborz, Aroldis Chapman, and Jose Leclerc combined to allow no hits to close out the game for Texas on the mound. Jonah Heim had an RBI single in the 2nd inning, and Leody Taveras had a solo shot for the Rangers in the 5th. That series continues with Game 2 in Houston this afternoon. It's a 4:07 start. In the National League, the Philadelphia Phillies host the Arizona Diamondbacks for Game 1 of the NLCS at Citizens Bank Ballpark tonight. And then Monday Night Football coming up tonight. Smitty, help me out again. We've got San Diego and
Cowboys.
And Dallas, that's right. Our coverage of the game begins at 7:30 tonight here on WIBX. Also, the Utica Comets opened up on Friday night. They lost in overtime. They're off to an 0-2 start. What else? Syracuse.
Don't mention Syracuse.
Yeah, they're not worth the mention, so we're done.
Listen, you can get tickets for Jimmy Fallon and Kennedy at Ticketmaster. It's coming up on the 11th of November. We're about a month away at the Stanley Theater. And great seats are still available. Get your tickets now before you can't. And it's Jimmy Fallon coming to the area. Really excited. Veterans Day, November 11th. Now, River Hills Properties and WIBX has put together a little program where you can purchase tickets that are called Heroes tickets. Just call up the Stanley box office, and you have to go through the box office. You don't go through Ticketmaster for this. But tell them you're looking to buy Heroes tickets. 315-724-4000 is the number. On Friday, someone bought, and they've asked to remain anonymous, $1,000 worth of tickets.
Wow.
And they're all being donated to veterans.
That's cool.
Pretty cool, huh? You could do the same You could also just buy a pair of tickets if you'd like by calling the box office today at 315-724-4000. Say you're purchasing tickets for veterans and their heroes tickets. And it's available also by visiting the Stanley box office as well.
What's the ticket going for? I actually had a few people reach out to me.
I think they're like $40 to $50, $60,
kidding.
something like that. Yeah.
That's great. Well, there you go, Roger.
So get your tickets to see this show. This is going to be an amazing show. Okay, got a break. Coming up, childhood obesity, America's obesity, growing and growing. We're getting bigger. 7:09, we'll deal with that coming up next on WIBX.
I'm Anthony Pacenti. As county executive, I tackled tough issues. I acted to make our schools safer for our children. I immediately stopped the immoral attempt to bus illegal migrants into Oneida County. I continue to work every day to combat the scourge of the opiate epidemic in our community. I will continue to tackle tough issues head on, and I won't let bad decisions in Albany stop us. And I ask for your vote on November 7th.
Leadership and a vision for the future is how Oneida County is moving forward. Oneida County Executive Tony Pacenti.
We've made significant investments in healthcare and public safety, created new opportunities in tourism and youth sports, and invested big in high-tech, state-of-the-art research, resulting in high-quality jobs right here at home.
Oneida County is working, growing, and moving forward. On November 7th, let's keep it that way. Re-elect Tony Pacenti, Oneida County Executive.
Paid for by friends of Tony Pacenti.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Online at CordellCordell.com. 518-554-0000. 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203.
Get ready for this week's half-off Thursday deal with SeizeTheDeal.com. Score your half-off gift certificate to Edible Arrangements. This Thursday morning, starting at 8, get $50 for $25 with Seize the Deal's half-off Thursday. Edible Arrangements has gifts for all occasions. Birthdays, anniversaries, no matter what the occasion, Edible Arrangements has you covered. Don't forget their delicious smoothies and dip fruit. 2 great locations, Black River Boulevard in Rome and in the Orchard in New Hartford. Get your half-off Thursday gift certificates this Thursday from Edible Arrangements. Hurry, they sell out fast at SeizeTheDeal.com.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information for families that have disabled children to protect the child and to ensure your future wishes are met. So if you have a disabled child, you need to provide them with what's called a special needs trust. This trust allows them to receive an inheritance from you, but also allows them to keep any governmental benefits that they are receiving. It is critically important that if they have an inheritance coming, that they not lose their benefits. Unmarried couples should be aware of important steps they need to take with their estate planning. If a partner dies and does not leave a will, the surviving partner will not likely receive any of the assets from the deceased partner. This can create a lot of problems in the future and must be resolved utilizing a will or a trust. To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Home and Hospital Medical Supply and the New Hartford Shopping Center proudly carries a wide selection of home medical equipment. Lift chairs to buy or rent, canes, crutches, walkers, powered scooters, braces, foot care products, and so much more. And if for some reason they don't carry the product you need, they'll custom order it at no extra charge. Mary and her experienced team are there to assist you Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or call them 315-724-6767 and online at hnhmedicalny.com. Home and Hospital Medical Supplies, we make life easier.
Hi, it's Joe Carbone from Power Sports of Utica. It's our end of the model year blowout sale. With over 450 units for sale. Save up to $3,500 on side-by-sides, $3,000 on snowmobiles, $3,000 on watercraft, up to $2,000 on 4x4s, financing as low as 1.99. Save thousands on all used inventory. Save up to 70% on general merchandise. October 16th through the 28th.
Hey, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients. The Falcon Clinic is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, and they're accepting new patients right now. If you're in need of a new family doctor or having issues with sleep, fatigue, pain, ADHD, any other health issues that you've been unable to cure or improve on, Dr. Shemileski, Dr. Zielinski, also at the Falcon Clinic, Dr. Kosminski, all under one roof, taking new patients right now. Someone in your family considering medical marijuana. It might be an option for pain without the addictive side effects of opioids. Call today, 315-507-4751, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
I don't think my boss likes me either.
No, I don't think mine likes me either.
Maybe it's a universal thing.
Yeah, or maybe it's because you're all hanging around here at 11:30 on a Wednesday.
Yeah, let's head off to work.
Well, you know, that may be the reason, right? Maybe that is the reason. So
at this point, I think most employers are looking for any warm body that'll show up.
Do you have a heartbeat?
Yes. Will you come in?
Yes.
All right, you're hired.
You are hired. Thank you for having a heartbeat. Two things, two qualifications. Do you have a heartbeat, and will you show up?
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
We were somewhere over the weekend, and everybody was like running around because nobody showed up. People they were trying to get people to come in. You could hear them in the background saying, "Hey, can you come in? We're really short-handed. So and so didn't show up. This one didn't show up. That one didn't show up." It's terrible.
Boy.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I've never seen
it.
it.
For God's sakes, this is an emergency room. No. Sorry.
So it's funny. You see it at restaurants that you wouldn't typically think that would close in the middle of the week. But, I mean, you even see it now with, I don't know, do you consider Chinese food fast food?
Yes.
Fast food restaurants closing on Tuesdays and sometimes Wednesdays because they don't have the staff to come in.
Chinese would be the epitome of fast food, I think. Kind of like.
Well, I just, in my mind, I always associate fast food with, when I say I'm quitting fast food.
Maybe there's fast food versus takeout.
Yeah, it's. Did it come through a window? Did it come through a window? Okay,
yeah.
then that is definitely fast food.
On the line right now is Dr. Sue Dakotas, considered one of the best weight loss doctors in New York City.
Speaking of being overweight, this is I should pay attention to this.
Is on the line right now. Doc, good morning.
Good morning to you.
So we do have a problem, don't we? In the country, there's Americans especially.
It's huge. Do you realize that 2 out of 3 Americans are either overweight or obese?
Now,
and a third of us are actually obese.
I've always thought that the BMI, that chart, was a little stingy, if you will. For instance, even when I was in shape, according to that chart, I was obese.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that excuse doesn't really fly for everybody. I mean, I'm kind of a bigger size person. But,
right. So the BMI can really be confusing. I don't really use that in my practice. You know, when I see people from all over the country, all over the world, and what I do is I put my patients on a body composition scale.
Okay.
So that tells me what their body fat is. So you could have an Olympic athlete and an obese person have the same BMI. It really depends on how much fat do they have, how much do their bones weigh, et cetera. So that's really the best way for me to help guide somebody through weight loss.
So what do we do? I mean, listen, I'm always on a diet, always, and so right now it's the diet of the current. My current choice is the low carbs thing. But man, when you start eating carbs again, you put on weight so quickly.
It comes right back, exactly. Yeah. I think the word here to remember is insulin resistant, okay? So when your insulin isn't working well, and you don't have to be a diabetic, okay? And there doesn't have to be any abnormalities on the laboratory test. But when you're insulin resistant, it's very difficult to burn fat. And this happens to us inevitably as we get older. There certainly could be some genes in it. I mean, I believe our food supply isn't good. I think there are a lot of chemicals in our foods. It's not just fast food. It's the chemicals. They're in our soil, et cetera. So there are a lot of different reasons why this is happening. But the bottom line is we have to treat insulin resistance. If we're just dieting, for the most part, that's not going to do it.
How do you treat
that?
So
I tell patients, if you're dieting and you're exercising, you're trying to do like a keto diet, or a low carb, or maybe you've even tried intermittent fasting, where you eat within a window of period.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried that?
I have.
Yeah. How was that working out?
I'm terrible. I'm just a God blessed mess. So I'm doing. So what I'm trying to do right now is a combination. And today's my new day. By the way, every day's a new.
Every
day.
Monday's a new day around here.
So this is my new Monday kickoff. And so what I will do is I'll stop eating at 9 p.m., and then I won't eat again for, I try to make it 14 hours, which is kind of easy.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. But you're better off trying to have your meals earlier in the day.
Okay.
But in my practice, when people can't take this weight off themselves, I'm using these new medications.
Okay.
Ozempic, which is semaglutide generically, Mounjaro, which is tirzepatide generically, and I can get these people off these medications pretty quickly. But what we do is we reset their metabolism. We turn insulin on, and it makes losing fat, not muscle, fat, so much easier. So when you've lost weight before, I bet you're losing a lot of muscle. I bet your body is not burning fat efficiently. And when that happens, you put it right back on, and you get real hungry again. That's why you start craving those carbs.
Doc, I want to ask, I hear this a lot. Reset your metabolism, and the way that someone's body takes whether it's fat or muscle, it's trying to get your body to burn the fat instead of the muscle. How do you reset your metabolism to do that?
By treating insulin resistance. So when we treat insulin resistance, we really help do that because the body starts learning, okay, this is what I have to do. And then some of these medications that I mentioned, they really can reset that fat thermometer in your brain. Now we realize that your metabolism and how much fat you have in your body and your appetite is really deeply controlled in your brain.
So we can do it with a pill nowadays, which I guess is a good thing.
That's right.
Or shots.
But
how do you do it without that? How do you do it without that?
The thing is, once you reset this, you will still be able to maintain that weight.
Is there a way to do it without a pill or a shot?
Well, if you can do it on your own, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, you would do intermittent fasting, low carb, moderate exercise. You don't want to get too much out. You don't want to get the heart rate up too much.
Right.
Like running, like when my patients are training for the New York City Marathon, a lot of them actually put weight on because they've got a carb load.
Right.
So again, the tenet here is, if you're not able to do it yourself, don't think that medication's a bad thing. There's no shame in it. It really works, and you don't necessarily need to be on it forever and ever.
You see, it's a lot of people are taking this medicine.
The Ozempic?
And, yeah. The problem is, though, is that you still have to be able to you have to stop eating so much, right? I mean, that's what the medicine is supposed to do.
But that's what the medication does. It really whittles down your appetite so that you're really not that hungry.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, your metabolism is getting reset.
So your message...
And a lot of people have told me, especially after taking Mounjaro, not as much Ozempic, Mounjaro, tirzepatide, is that even after they stop the medication or after we start tapering them, their appetite has changed. They don't crave the stuff they used to crave.
Right. So you, one of the things you just mentioned was tapering.
Yeah, we taper. In my practice, we taper medication. So I think in a lot of practices where they're really just writing prescriptions, the patients aren't getting weighed properly. They're not getting on that body composition scale. Or let's say they're depending on insurance to pay for it, and then all of a sudden the insurance company says, "Not so sorry, Joe. Well, I can't pay for it anymore." Or, as you know, there are national shortages. Yeah. Many people just go cold turkey. And that's the worst possible thing.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think the medication should always be tapered.
All right, interesting stuff. Dr. Sue Dakotas, if somebody wanted to reach out to your office, how would they do that?
SueDakotasMD.com or
Okay.
DrSue.com in New York City.
All right, Doc, thank you for the time. We appreciate it.
Okay, be well.
All right, thank you. It is it's the risk versus benefit. So some will say, well, this medicine has certain side effects, but when you look at the risks there versus the benefit of losing the weight or becoming more healthy, et cetera, I think there is something to be said for that, right? I think that's how they look at it. Some people, when it comes to medicine, they don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, and I know a friend of mine, actually a guy I went to high school with, I believe he said for medical reasons, his daughter was going to start taking Ozempic, and that was going to help with a particular issue that she had. But we're already seeing shortages of this drug. I thought it just came out a couple years ago.
I think there are shortages of a lot of drugs right now. One of the big ones is there's an antibiotic shortage. We have a shortage of if you're the ADHD medicines that are out there. People are going from pharmacy to pharmacy to try to find a place that actually has these medicines in stock. It's just crazy out there. Not sure where all of this comes. Where does this? I mean, is this all? Are we still living a post-COVID craziness where there are shortages based on COVID? I don't know.
I know we don't make anything in this country anymore, and when I say anything, I mean there's still some things we make. But I think a lot of our medicines we get from overseas. We're far enough past COVID. You would think that all those
are ramped back up.
Shipping,
everybody's ramped back up.
Remember that they would have these big boats. I can't think of the right term. They'd have these big shipping tankers out in the middle of the ocean with nowhere to go,
right?
Because there was nobody at the port to unload them.
One way to lose weight is taking one of these medicines that the doctor talked about. Another way would be to eat too many oysters. This is an awesome story, though. I read this the other day, and now I have audio on it in my feed. So in Atlanta, there is a guy and a woman. They go out to date. They go out on a date, and the woman, she orders oysters after oysters and the guy's paying for the whole bill. She's eating them in such a sloppy way they can't even converse. This is a first date. So the guy actually walked out on the woman and left her holding the bill. He didn't order anything. She's ordering all the food, so he's like, I'm gone. He said he had to go to the bathroom, and boom, he was gone.
Did he stick her with the bill?
Yes.
Let's hear the audio.
Today I was bored and I had time, so he texted me like, can we meet for drinks? And I'm like, yeah, meet me here. They got the best oysters in Atlanta. Y'all, when the fourth one came out, he was looking at me crazy. I'm like, baby, you invited me out. I'm gonna eat these potatoes and the crab cakes. Why say he going to the bathroom and never come back? It's been like 10, 20, 30 minutes to end up grabbing a tab. That was crazy to me.
He went to the bathroom and he never came back.
I think we've been led astray here. I don't think it was just the oysters that turned him off.
Yeah, I think there may have been a little more to it. You may be right.
I said, baby, you brought me out to eat, so I'm going to eat.
Today is also, are you ready? Today is, did I mention that I was playing the Boss clip? Today is National Boss Day. That's why I played that clip, National Boss Day. So if you're, you have a really good boss and you want to, you have a really good boss and you want to thank them, and you just get out there and celebrate National Boss Day.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Davey. Thank you.
Well, I'll say thank you to Karen Carey.
So I will say thank you to Karen as well. And sometimes I think Davey is our boss in here a little bit. Davey, I'm just saying. No? You don't see that?
I consider Jeff my boss some days.
Okay. All right.
Those are mostly old days, past days. Yeah.
All right. So Hobica's free money question of the day. Are you ready? Each day we go through and we let Siri decide how much money will be given away in Hobica's free money question. This morning's free money question of the day is worth how much money, Siri? How much?
$100.
Whoa. I mean, we've been having some big jackpots. You're only saying $100 today? Are you kidding me? That's it? There should be more than that. Give me a break.
Stop being a crybaby.
Listen to me, you piece of garbage. It's $100 today. Typing
nice.
that and getting her to say all those things. Oh, my God. It's not easy. $100 on the line. But I think we have a good question today that's going to make you say, wow. That's a good question.
I found a great question over the weekend. I've forgotten it already, though. I remember making a mental note. Don't forget this.
But
I forgot.
How old are you now?
I'm 40.
At age 40, if you're not figuring this out, you better darn well figure it out. You must write everything down.
Yeah, I know.
Because if you don't, it's not good. Listen, you having back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, arm pain, any pain? The Omni Surgery Center. If you have severe pain that you're dealing with, you do not have to live with the pain. This is the most important message that you're going to take out of this right now. You do not have to live with the pain. Go to the website, killpain.com, and look for Dr. Hyder at the Omni Surgery Center. They have an office in the business park, and the surgery center is on French Road. And it might not mean surgery. For my dad, it wasn't. It was non-surgical injections strategically placed that actually eliminated the pain. And I'm talking about back pain that was debilitating. And Dr. Hyder, very strategic, very caring. It is miraculous when that pain goes away. Go to the website, killpain.com, or visit the Omni Surgery Center. Call them today for an appointment at 315-765-8448, where modern technology meets cutting-edge surgery. Dr. Hyder and the Omni Surgery Center. Coming up, what do you say? We'll do a quick update, and then Hobica's free money question of the day, and then a huge event over the weekend with a wonderful memorial that went up. And I want to talk to the legislator that is responsible and worked a ton to make this thing happen. We'll get to it coming up at WIBX.
Rome Mayor Jackie Izzo.
As a business person, I saw Rome stalling, ran on a platform of a new beginning where we needed to concentrate on economic development, housing, jobs. And I think we've delivered on all of those. But not only that, we've done so much more. We've taken care of our infrastructure. We have increased job opportunities throughout the community. We've brought in over $70 million in grant money. Private sector investment is up near $350 million, probably more than at any time, even when Griffiths was built. And so the new beginning really doesn't have an end. That's why we need to continue this great work into the next 4 years. This has been the best experience of my life and the most humbling experience to work for the taxpayers of the city of Rome. And I hope that you will give me that opportunity to continue our work this November with your vote.
On Election Day, vote to re-elect Mayor Jackie Izzo. Let's keep Rome moving forward. Paid for by friends of Jackie Izzo.
Hi, it's Joe Carbone from Power Sports of Utica. It's our end of the model year blowout sale. With over 450 units for sale. Save up to $3,500 on side-by-sides, $3,000 on snowmobiles, $3,000 on watercraft, up to $2,000 on 4x4s, financing as low as 1.99, save thousands on all used inventory. Save up to 70% on general merchandise. October 16th through the 28th.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Online at CordellCordell.com. 518-554-0000. 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203.
Ready for a smoother and safer ride? Head to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. At Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, you'll get expert advice from their knowledgeable staff, who know that every vehicle is different. And right now, it's the pre-season tire sale at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Buy any 4 installed Nokian snow or all-weather tires at $100 instant rebate. Get the tires you and your vehicle deserve at the best prices guaranteed. From Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at tallmanstire.com.
Hey, has getting older made it harder to step over that bathtub, that old bathtub? Why not make your life easier by updating your bathroom with New York Sash? Now is the time. During the New York Sash Bath Makeover Sale, a tub-to-shower conversion is a great way to provide easy access to bathing. New York Sash will remove your bathtub and replace it with an attractive, durable, extra-large shower. Add a seat, handheld shower fixture, or a grab bar, and you've got a bathroom that's safe and easy to use. The possibilities are endless, and New York Sash will work with you to find a bath system that's perfect for you. Trust New York Sash for worry-free remodeling. And during the month of October, get 20% off during the Bath Makeover Sale. Get started today by stopping into the Design Center on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. And you can also visit online at newyorksash.com. At 734 WIBX.
Bill, we have mostly cloudy skies and 48 degrees. WIBX News Time, 734. This news update is brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. You can buy any 4 installed Nokian, snow, or all-weather tires and get a $100 instant rebate. Well, an update on the situation in the Middle East. America's top diplomat is in Israel today as fighting continues between the IDF and the Palestinian militant organization Hamas. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Tel Aviv this morning after a weekend of meetings with leaders across the region. He's expected to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his newly formed war cabinet on his second visit to the country in just the last few days. President Biden says the reoccupation of Gaza by Israel would be a big mistake. In an interview that aired on Sunday on 60 Minutes, Biden said he believes Hamas needs to be eliminated entirely, but that there, quote, needs to be a Palestinian authority, end quote. One House Republican admits the current status of not having a speaker is not good, but he's not calling it a crisis. Speaking to CNN's State of the Union, Texas Congressman Dan Crenshaw said the problem within the Republican conference is that the majority does not rule. Crenshaw noted that Kevin McCarthy was ousted as Speaker of the House, even though only a handful of Republicans voted for him to be removed from that position. Actress Suzanne Summers has died after a long battle with breast cancer. Summers gained instant fame in the mid-'70s as Chrissy Snow on the ABC hit comedy Three's Company. She went on to star in other sitcoms like Step by Step and She's the Sheriff. In addition to acting, Summers had her own line of health, beauty, and fitness products. It does not mention here that she was a singer. Didn't she sing? Am I confusing that?
Yes, you are. She was not a singer.
Okay. Maybe it was a role she had in the movie.
I think that on Three's Company, every once in a while, she might sing here and there, and it was really bad.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if she could sing or not, but I do know she was not known as a singer.
And Step by Step, I remember that. I was thinking of Full House, not Step by Step. Okay. I didn't remember her in Full House because she wasn't in it.
Yes. And Donna Summer was a singer.
Step by Step was the show she did with Patrick Duffy.
Yeah, that was a big show. She played
I love that show.
I got to tell you something. She was really quite brilliant. I think she had a couple of bouts with cancer prior to this, and she beat cancer. So
yeah, she married Patrick Duffy,
and she also owned the Thigh Master and made millions and millions of dollars off the Thigh Master. Anything else, Davey?
No.
We apparently were pretty hot on Suzanne Summers.
I still watch Three's Company at time. They play it on Antenna TV, and they play it on a couple other channels on cable.
All right. In fact, that's what Davey's going to be doing for his week off. He's off the rest of the week.
They have a step-by-step and
marathon.
a Three's Company marathon.
It's coming, yeah.
Smitty put in his time as soon as he saw the TV guide.
Well, I believe it's after watching that Bills game last night. It's like anything would be better than this.
It all started. I'm sorry to interrupt you. It all started on Saturday after that no appearance of Syracuse.
Oh, don't even talk about Syracuse. This is, in fact, there were a couple of former Syracuse Orange players who came out and said, please stop putting Syracuse on TV. This is terrible.
A couple of the players said
that? Did they really?
Former.
Wow. Oh, former players, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an embarrassment. Yeah. Coming up in the business week ahead.
Schrader, please stop putting us on TV.
Third, unless he's on there to sell cars, then
you're
see
right.
his face all day long. Coming up in the business week ahead, third quarter earnings seasons ramp up. No major economic reports are due for release today, But that changes tomorrow with retail sales data and the Home Builder Confidence Index. The Fed book comes out the following day, along with housing starts and building permits. Weekly jobless claims will be reported on Thursday morning, followed by remarks from Fed Chairman Jerome Powell at noon Eastern. And the Bills managed to hang on for a 14-9 victory over the Giants on Sunday Night Football last night at Highmark Stadium. The Bills now second in the AFC East at 4-2. They visit the Patriots coming up in Week 7. The Giants last in the NFC East at 1-5. They host the Washington Commanders coming up in Week 7.
Can I give you my take on last night? Of course, it was terrible, and I was in a text chain, and everybody's like, "This is not a Super Bowl team." Something that Richard said earlier on in the year. Listen, I'm just going to say this: the only little shining light that will come out of this, and it's the only one that I can think of, is prior to this. And, Davey, maybe you can tell me. Prior to this, give me a Buffalo Bills game where it came down to the wire. At the very end, it came down to the wire, and the Bills won.
Well, I mean, they've had some walk-off field goals. Their kickers are pretty good.
Think about it, though. Think about it. This is a game that traditionally the Bills would have lost. Look what happened last week. They could have won that game last week. This is a game the Bills would have lost. Go back and you look at the close games the Bills have played. The very, very close games that come down to the wire. Buffalo loses. Last night, they won. That's my little shining light that comes out of
Are you familiar with the theme song for Mighty Mouse? No, it's not Mighty Mouse. Who was the guy, the comedian?
Here I am.
Here I come to save the day.
Or here I come to save the day.
So, you know what? Let's play that out. The Buffalo Bills, in this situation, would have lost. Here we come to save the day. You're playing the Giants. Of course we were going to lose that game.
Maybe right.
Of course we were.
I'm just saying it looked like it was all over. And you know, it was a Josh Allen pass. It was a little short as they're driving down the field.
Yep.
There was a couple of kicks by the Bills that were no good.
Yeah,
I mean,
that shocked me.
That was shocking.
The missed field goals actually were quite shocking
I'm
to
just
me.
saying. All right, let's do Hobica's free money question of the day. It's a chance for you to win this morning $100 from the Hobica Law Firm. And I've got a great question for you this morning. And all you have to do is get it right to win the dough. Davey, we're looking this morning for caller number what?
Caller number 9.
Ninth caller through the lines right now. Call Davey right now. It's your chance to win $100 from Hobica and WIBX. Joe Lode, good morning. Joe, good morning.
Good morning. That's Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman. Thank you. Joe.
And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of close games, though, Bill. Not just the Bills and the Giants, but you had the Eagles get defeated.
I know.
In a close game, low-scoring game, but close. And you had, oh, my God, I love it, the San Francisco 49ers get defeated in a low-scoring close game.
Well, and again, that one came down. Isn't that the game that came down to the field goal, right?
They missed the field goal.
Sure was.
That game they should have won, and I was so happy to see that. There are no undefeated teams in the NFL anymore.
That's great. And you know what? It just means, as a Cowboys fan, everybody's vulnerable, and anybody can win on any given Sunday, Bill.
Well, let me tell you, that Jets victory, you know, as a Bills fan, I'm like, great. The Jets were just on the verge of being out of it, and here they come. They're now 3-3.
I do have to tell you, though, after that game, Robert Saleh said that he was happy that they were 3-3. And, in fact, most projections, even with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback in a best-case scenario, a lot of experts had the Jets at 3-3. So it's a real shock that they sit here at 3-3. But after the end of the game, Robert Saleh said, you know, I was glad to see that. And we've embarrassed every quarterback we've played this season. And the only thing I could think of is none more embarrassed than the way your quarterback looks every Sunday when he goes out there. I mean, even yesterday, I don't think he completed half his passes. Maybe he was 18 for 32, so that would have been half. I'm looking for the official stat here. But he was 19 of 33. I mean, he's barely half.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, Joe, good stuff.
Yeah, big game tonight, Bill. Big game tonight.
Who's tonight? Is it Dallas?
Dallas and San Diego.
San Diego, okay.
Or Los Angeles. It's Los Angeles,
okay.
right, Smitty?
All right, Joseph, have fun. Enjoy the day. Thank you, man.
Have a great day.
All right, Joe Load. All right, let's do the free money question. We'll do it next. Mark in Rome is going to compete. Quick break. We'll come right back, and then I want to talk about this big memorial in the Valley over the weekend. We'll do it next on WIBX.
Have you heard? AmeriQ members save more, earn more, and have more ways to stay connected than ever before. Because real connections matter. Online, in person, and everywhere in between. Save more with a high-interest deposit account. Earn more with an AmeriConnect Visa credit card with rewards. And with easy account access through our virtual financial center. You can stay connected with AmeriQ wherever your life takes you. AmeriQ and you. Let's connect. Visit ameriq.org/join to get started.
Fall in love with being home again with a new mattress from Central New York's newest furniture and mattress store, Ashley, in the Marcy Town Plaza on River Road in Marcy. Shop our huge selection on display and in stock by Ashley, Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. Right now, Ashley Hybrid Queen mattresses are just $6 a month for only $2.99. Sealy Posturepedic or Ashley Anniversary Queen mattresses, firm, plush, or pillow top, your choice, just $12 a month for only $5.99. Plus, experience better sleep and save on a luxurious Tempur-Pedic Queen mattress, just $41 a month or $21.99. Plus, get a $300 gift certificate with every Tempur-Pedic set. We have free mattress delivery, and we offer special no-interest financing for every budget with up to 5 years interest-free. Whether it's for the spare room, the kids, or yourself, Ashley has the mattress you need in stock and on sale right now. Save in-store only at Ashley in the Marcy Town Plaza on River Road in Marcy. Stop in today.
Dave, you can give him a call now and get him up and rolling, okay? Brank Construction. For concrete, it's Brank. David and Rocco Brank have you covered. Foundation repair. Old stone walls, old block walls, chimneys, sidewalks and driveways. If it's masonry and concrete, it's Brank. Call today at 315-894-3481. Rocco and David Brank do a tremendous job. Their work is amazing, and there's plenty of time to pour concrete before the snow flies. Call Brank today, 315-894-3481 for concrete work, 315-894-3481 for Brank Construction.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
By the way, on Suzanne Summers, one of her first roles, according to Mike this morning, I saw this clip yesterday. She was a beautiful blonde in the car in the movie American Graffiti. She never speaks, but looks at a young Richard Dreyfuss who's in another car and mouths the words, "I love you." Suzanne Summers, dead at however old she was.
76, I believe.
76 years old.
It's so
Mark,
young today.
Mark is in Rome. Hello, Mark. Hello, good morning.
I'm in Westmoreland.
Mark is in Westmoreland. Are you from Rome and Westmoreland, or are you from Westmoreland?
I'm from Westmoreland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Westmoreland or Westmoreland or Westmoreland?
I just say Westmoreland.
Westmoreland. All right. Very good.
Yeah, just say it real quick, you know.
Westmoreland.
Good stuff.
Yeah, get it right
if you
in
mumble
there.
it, nobody knows what you're
That's
saying.
right.
Get it
That's
right out there. Westmoreland.
Washington Mills? No, he said Westmoreland.
Westmoreland. Okay, here we go. Here is I'm trying to give you an option here. So pick 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and that's the question I'll give you. Ready? So pick a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
I like 3.
3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here's your question. Where, now there's going to be a hint here, so get ready for your hint. Where was the German chocolate cake invented? Hint, it's actually an American state. Ready, go.
Pennsylvania.
Was the German, that's a good guess. Was the German chocolate cake?
Not a guess.
It's Mark in Westmoreland says it's not a guess. I know the answer. It actually was Texas. So that shot, apparently the guy's name is Sam German. He invented the German chocolate cake.
Oh, so it had nothing to do with
Germany
Germans
whatsoever.
Yeah, it was just his family name.
Yeah, it was his name. Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? But in Westmoreland,
I'm glad I got it wrong. I hope I can argue with you and maybe, oh, Bill, you should have given me a clue. You should have done. Oh, come on, man.
I like
it's
it,
your
Mark.
Show.
You're right, Mark. Thank you. You could sue me, for God's sakes.
If loving
sir.
the Keeler in the morning show is wrong, I don't want to be right.
I love that song. Mark, I want to give you the money is what I want to do. But we'll give you the food and fun card at Aquavino, Babe, 72, Taylor and the Cook. Go to the Comets game. You'll get you can use it there, the concession stand, or at Nexus. Stand by. Davey's going to hook you up. You have a wonderful day, Mark.
I just don't understand how people can complain. I get a $25 gift card. I call in. I get this. I get that.
You win for losing around here. You just got to love it.
Exactly.
So, got to love it.
Exactly.
All right, Mark, you have a wonderful
Some
day.
people need a slap. You know
please,
what I mean?
And please call tomorrow to make me feel better again. All right? I love it.
All right, man. I will.
Stand by. Davey's going to take care of you. Davey, hook him up.
He's a positive guy for a Monday morning.
I love it.
Can I say as well, the German guy, the guy's name was Mark German, is that right?
His name was Sam.
Sam German.
Sam German.
What do you think he was? I said, and maybe
he was a baker.
No, I know, but I said that the German chocolate cake wasn't German, but I mean, if the guy's name is Sam German, what are the odds that he's Irish and Indian or English and Russian? He's probably German. That's probably where the name comes from.
He may very well have come from German descent. You're probably right there. On the line right now is John Brzezinski. He is a legislator in Herkimer County, representing the Frankfort area, and really has been fighting and battling and pushing harder than anybody that I know on a monument that would be placed in Herkimer County, in Herkimer specifically, that pays tribute to a canine.
Service dogs, right?
A service dog in the military. And John is on the line right now. Legislator, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are you guys doing?
Wonderful.
good.
Thanks so much for coming on this morning. Talk about the wonderful festivity that occurred on Saturday in Herkimer.
Bill, I'll kind of drift around here because there's so much that has happened that day. It was an unbelievable day. The good Lord gave us a beautiful day. And the people that were there, it was just unbelievable. There were around 300 people there, and the kids, and it was just a beautiful day. And I need to tell you, visiting Michigan, I was totally impressed with the recognition of the four-legged soldiers and their handlers, and I wanted to do something like that in Herkimer County.
Yeah.
We have to talk for these dogs because the dogs can't talk. So what happened is, usually, Bill, on these events that happen like this, and I've been to many of them in Oneida County, they are put on by, like, older veterans and older people, and then the kids sit back and they twiddle their thumbs, and they love it. But to get them involved was a very, very smart thing to do. I wanted the students from Central Valley Academy to be involved. Their ROTC program is great, and they did a fantastic, outstanding job. I had asked Jeremy Rich down there. I don't know if you know Jeremy. But I wanted them to participate because I wanted them to forever remember and honor the four-legged soldiers and their handlers, and being part of this will serve that purpose.
Yeah.
We were all. I'm going to jump around here, Bill, because there's just so much to tell you.
I know there is, John. Yep.
We were very fortunate to have Mark Bolos from the Big Apple come.
Mark, he actually wrote a song for this, right?
Yes, he did, Bill. And I
He's
gotta
a good
tell
man.
And he did it. And the mistake I made that day, I should have asked him to do it again, because it's a beautiful tribute to the four-legged soldiers and the veterans. And I should have asked him to do it again and just slip by me, because there was so much going on there that day. It was unbelievable. I had National Grid come down with 2 bucket trucks, and they put that huge American flag, and it was huge, Bill. And there were people on the thruway that were stopping and coming at exit 30 and parking along that road
Just to watch.
just to try to see what was this all about.
Can you before you, and I know you have a lot to get to, but can you just explain what the monument is? It's the monument is of a soldier and a dog, right?
Yes, it's of Sergeant Adam Can, Marine from Davie, Florida, and his dog Bruno.
And the dog,
and we did have his mom and dad, actually. We put a ladder up against that huge 30-ton rock, and we had them climb up there.
Wow.
And we we took pictures of them, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful day, Bill.
John, can I ask, was part of the inspiration for this, because this is something that's always stuck in my mind when there was that awful shooting in Herkimer, part of the way that they got that suspect out of the building was they sent in a police dog to let him know where he was, and ultimately that police dog was killed. Was that any part of what motivated this?
Well, that too. Yes, because he was a service dog.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Sure.
And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the granite wall that we are going to have put there when we raise enough funds actually to get it done, because it's going to cost about another $40,000. But on that granite wall, a very good friend of mine up in Ohio who etches into granite, he will etch the faces and the dogs of the dog handlers, naturally, and their dogs onto the face of this granite. And it's 18 foot long, it's 5 foot high, and it's about a foot thick. Bill, what you ought to do is you ought to go onto the Michigan War Dog Memorial and look at that wall. That wall is just totally beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's what I want done here. And it will get done. It'll just take me time because we need to raise more money.
Well, you've done a great job of raising the money that was needed to be. How much did you raise to actually get the monument done? Which I want to talk about that too. But how much money did you raise in all?
$90,000.
Wow.
And 8 years, Bill. I missed many weekends. I missed many vacations because we went out. My wife and I and my committee, we went out and we struggled. We struggled to get this money.
So I'm looking at the monument right now. Thank you, Dana. And I know you did. And I know you worked really, really hard. Talk about the artist that created this statue, this monument, and the detail that is used to create an exact replica of the soldier and his dog.
Okay, it was Lena Torich from Utah, and it took her pretty close to 2 years. And if you went there and to actually visit the monument, you could see his watch. You could see his fingernails.
Yeah.
The detail that she put into this. And I told her, Lena, I said, this better be the best that you ever done for upstate New York, for this community. I said, especially for the veterans and their four-legged soldiers. It's very, very important to me that this is done perfect. And I'll just tell you, Bill, it was done perfect. It's simply beautiful. When they unveiled it, when his mom and dad unveiled it, boy, you ought to see the kids that were there. There was 90 kids there, young people. I don't like to call them kids, but we all do.
Sure.
And they surrounded it, and I can't express the words to take and look at this monument. And I told the young people there, I said, you know what? I said, guys and girls, I said, you brought the spirit of Adam and Bruno here in upstate New York.
Yeah.
Because his father, 8 years ago, when I first spoke with him, he said to me, John, I can't believe somebody in upstate New York would do this for my son. I said, you know what? I said, Lee, you don't know people in upstate New York.
Yeah.
I said, you don't know me. I said, it'll get done. It'll take me a lot of time, a lot of effort.
But it'll get done.
But I said, Herkimer County and the state of New York is behind this, Bill.
Well, I want to just congratulate you, and I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's complete in terms of the granite wall that goes behind it. But if you're there and you're driving on the thruway, just hop off. It's easy now without the toll booths. Hop off at exit 30 in Herkimer and check it out. It's right near Waterfront Grill, which is across the street. And check it out. It is beautiful, and it means so much to a soldier. When you think about this story and how this soldier lost his life, and the dog was there to help save others during that moment, and ultimately the dog gave its life later. A great story behind the monument, and a great story in the work that you put into this, John. Thank you.
Okay, have you got just a little more time or no?
I've got about
1 minute. Yeah.
About 35 seconds. Yeah.
35 seconds. The people that were involved in this here, and I'll just tell you one real fast because there's so many. Rusty from Rigol came down and set that 30-ton stone. Then he came down and put Sergeant Adam King and Bruno on top of that stone.
Wow.
And I can tell you, this was a huge effort. And this man, Rusty, has a heart bigger than that 30-ton stone. What a phenomenal man to have in our community to do these things and give a gift to our community, to Herkimer County.
Yep.
What a gift that he gave from his heart. And God bless him.
John,
let me tell you.
John, thank you so much. Congratulations on the accomplishment. Thank you.
You're welcome, Bill, and stop down and take a look.
We definitely will. Thanks so much. John Brzezinski, legislator with Herkimer County. Listen, if you're looking for a hot tub, a spa, Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas has you covered with the most beautiful spas and hot tubs right at their brand new location on Seneca Turnpike, just west of New Hartford. Artesian Spas, over 30 years of manufacturing experience, made in the USA. It's Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas. Check them out today in their brand new facility on Seneca Turnpike, just west of New Hartford. It's 8 o'clock. WIBX Utica Rome. News is next.
There are even more hostages than we thought. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We've been able to identify and notify the families of 199 people that have been abducted by Hamas.
Some of them are Americans, and Israeli Defense Forces Lieutenant Colonel Peter Lerner also tells Fox.
We still have terrorists in the vicinity of the southern communities that were engaging us. So there is an ongoing war. Hamas decided to go to war with Israel, and we will win.
Fox's Trey Yingst is near Gaza.
Right now we are at an Israeli artillery position in southern Israel. The Israelis are hitting Gaza from both the air and the ground. We heard some reports about a possible ceasefire in southern Gaza today. The Prime Minister's office quickly clamped down on that, saying there's no such thing.
Now thousands of Palestinians are hoping to be allowed to cross into Egypt. Hundreds of thousands in shelters in Gaza. More than 2,700 people are dead. 1,400 Israelis have been killed, along with 30 Americans. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's in Israel for more talks. President Biden tells CBS 60 Minutes.
I guarantee we're going to provide them everything they need.
Now, the president was supposed to go to Colorado today. He's just postponed that for national security meetings. A 71-year-old man in Illinois is charged with murder and a hate crime, accused of stabbing a 6-year-old boy to death over the weekend and wounding his mom because of their Islamic faith. House Republicans still trying to find the new speaker, nearly 2 weeks after Kevin McCarthy was voted out. Congressman Mark Alford supports Jim Jordan, but tells Fox Business it'll be tough to sway some moderate holdouts.
Because Jim Jordan is conservative. Look, he's pushing the impeachment inquiry into President Biden. He's doing the investigation into Hunter Biden.
A TV star who first made it big in the 1970s has died after a long battle with cancer. Suzanne Summers first starred in Three's Company, then became an entrepreneur with the Thigh Master and fitness videos, and was a best-selling author. She was 76. America's listening to Fox News.
A whole generation knows little to nothing about our nation's darkest day, 9/11. The Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute launched to right this wrong by educating kids in kindergarten through 12th grade. Their nonfiction first-person accounts are told through videos in the Discovering Heroes book series. The Institute offers full curriculum units, a speakers bureau, a mobile exhibit that's an interactive museum with 9/11 artifacts, and Russell F. Siller Memorial Scholarships for kids of program recipients. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Mostly cloudy skies, 49 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. WIBX News Time is 8:03. This news update is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica, located on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. An official ribbon-cutting ceremony was held Sunday at the Wynn Hospital in downtown Utica. The facility is over 700,000 square feet. It includes 373 beds, and the cost was covered by a $300 million commitment from New York State. The new hospital will not open its doors to patients until October 29th. St. Elizabeth Medical Center and St. Luke's Hospital in Utica will both be closing at that time. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office releasing the names of 2 men killed in a fire at a hunting camp in the Adirondacks. They say 64-year-old Joseph Funk and 78-year-old Thomas Dingman died Saturday on Nichols Mills Road in Forestport. 2 other men were at the camp at the time. They suffered burns and are still recovering, but were able to make it out. It's believed the fire may have been started due to a wood stove. However, the official cause is still under investigation. The New York State Department of Health urging state residents to get both the COVID-19 and the flu shot. The agency says those 6 months and older are able to get both shots at the same appointment. There are concerns about the spread of both viruses due to colder weather and children being back in school. If you have chronic medical conditions, you have a higher risk of complications if you contract coronavirus or the flu. And Mohawk Valley drivers saving a bit of money these days when it comes to filling up. According to AAA, the average cost for a gallon of regular fuel in the Utica-Rome market is now $3.81 a gallon. $3.87 a gallon. That's down 4 cents over the past week. Right now, the statewide average is $3.82. Nationally, it is at $3.60. You know, as I was out and about yesterday, I did see some stations had some prices as low as $3.76 a gallon. So if you look around, you might be able to find a better deal on gas. WYBX News Time is coming up on 8:06. Your Weather Center forecast comes to you from Eyewitness News. Mostly cloudy skies for much of this week. However, toward the end of the week, we do have a bit of a warm-up. Mostly cloudy today. Slight chance of an afternoon rain shower with a high of 57. Slight chance of showers overnight tonight. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and a low of 45. Cloudy skies on Tuesday, high of 59. Partly sunny Wednesday, 61. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 67. Right now, we have
67?
I know.
And I closed the pool.
We have cloudy skies right now, Bill. 48 degrees. Not the greatest weather to jump into the pool. 48. It is 8:06. All right, in sports, the Buffalo Bills rallied from a 9-0 deficit to come back and beat the Giants last night, 14-6. Bills got both of their touchdowns in the fourth quarter. They improve now to 4-2 on the season. Tyrod Taylor was in for the injured Daniel Jones. 200 yards passing. He was unable to connect with Darren Waller in the back of the end zone for the game, what would have been the game-winning touchdown. Giants dropped to 1-5.
That was a pass interference.
Yeah, it could have been. You know, I did think, and we talked about this a bit earlier, the Giants did get the short end of the stick on penalties. The call roughing the passer on Josh Allen was, I don't know what that was. I don't know why that was called roughing the passer. There was an illegal lineman, an offensive player downfield, an illegal man downfield on a pass play, like a 30-yard pass play to Slayton, which was a nice pass from Taylor and a great catch by Slayton. That got called back. And in those two in particular that I know of, you said there was a third one also.
Well, and, you know, if you watched the game last week in London, I thought there were several calls. Again, the Bills had a ton of penalties. And, you know, it's week to week. You wonder, are the referees able to kind of control the momentum in a ball game based on throwing the flag?
Yeah.
Kind of wonder.
I will say most times, to be fair to them, you know, you go back and you look at the replay and you go, oh, yeah, look, that's clearly holding his jersey.
Well, what I love is that, you know, you've got now these games are basically regulated by the NFL, right? So what I'm talking about is the broadcasts. So even though it's NBC, CBS, and Fox, and whatever other service is streaming the game, this is owned by the NFL. And so what they do is they'll put a retired Hall of Fame Super Bowl referee on the broadcast team. So the NFL would say, well, clearly there's not any cheating. we bring a referee in to tell you. And if the referee says, yep, they blew that call, that must be proof that this is all on the up and up. Is it all on the up and up?
Well, he said on at least 2 occasions. What do you think? I forget his name. Was it Terry? Terry?
Yeah, I'd not seen him before.
What do you think, Terry? Well, yeah, and that wasn't a penalty.
I don't think that was a penalty. The one before it was, this one wasn't, or however he put it. Anyway, wow, a rough game for the Buffalo Bills, but they come out on top. I would rather be in this position. Josh Allen put it best, I think, that, listen, it was ugly, but it counts just like a pretty win.
So, and speaking of pretty, can I tell you that the Giants have never looked so good all season? And what I mean specifically is those helmets and unis. Those are the ones they wore in the mid-'80s when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I love that. Giants with the underline. I love. Yeah. They've never looked so good this season.
Those uniforms
probably never
should
will.
Go right out the window, wide right. As far as I'm concerned.
What else here? There's no longer an undefeated team in the NFL. Both the San Francisco 49ers and Philadelphia Eagles came up short yesterday. In fact, it was the Jets upending Philly 20-14. I can't believe they were able to pull this off.
Yeah.
When they got the interception, their third of the game from Tony Adams, he ran it down to like the 10 or the 12 or the 8. He was right around the 10-yard line, and I said, uh-oh, he didn't get in. They're not going to score. And sure enough, Breece Hall took the ball, danced in for an 8-yard touchdown. Gang Green now 3-3 on the season. The Eagles take the loss, and they fall to 5-1 on the season. Coming up tonight, Monday Night Football on WIBX. Our coverage begins at 7:30. It's the Los Angeles Chargers and the Dallas Cowboys. What else do I need to mention? Baseball playoffs last night. I thought this was a surprise. Richard is currently typing me an email that says I haven't done my due diligence. That's why I'm surprised. No, but the 7th season in a row, the Houston Astros are in the American League Championship Series, and they are the defending World Series champions. And
I hate Houston.
Did they win the series last year, Houston, or was it? I know they won the American League.
Yes, they did, because it was them in Philadelphia.
Just to see Texas come out and Jordan Montgomery beating Justin Verlander, 2-0 was the final. Texas takes a 1-0 lead. They'll play Game 2 this afternoon in Houston. It's, I believe, a 4:07 start. And then the late game tonight is Philadelphia and Arizona in the National League Championship Series. I'm hoping to watch at least some good baseball as we end the playoffs here.
Davey, your final what?
So 2 things. You know what irks me is that Jordan Montgomery and Nathan Eovaldi are 2 ex-Yankee pitchers still in the postseason. And then another thing from the Bills. Did you see when they showed they were coming back from commercial? They showed the Super Bowl. They showed Scott Norwood, but they didn't show him kicking the field goal. They just showed him with his head down.
So they showed that, and then they showed the celebration after.
Yeah, with Parcells and Lawrence Taylor.
Interesting. They didn't actually show the kick going wide right. Yeah, that was interesting. I guess you didn't have to. You knew what it was. Any Bills or Giants fan knew exactly what that was.
I have met Scott Norwood on numerous times, and one of the first things you get up to the autograph table is there's a big note. He will not sign wide right.
Yeah, well, I don't blame him. It's
he
like
would not what?
He will not sign on a pitcher wide right.
Oh, yeah, I don't blame him either.
It's just like Buckner.
Buckner had the same situation.
I'm sure he's gotten. I'm sure Norwood has gotten a lot of hate mail and nasty things said to him, like I just did there.
And did you hear about Andre Reed?
And you know the sad part about Scott Norwood is he was practically perfect prior to that moment. I mean, he was an awesome kicker for the Bills.
And did you hear about
and that moment basically represents him, and that very much like Billy Buckner.
Like Buckner.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, but did you hear about Andre Reed and his wife when they were in London last week?
Yeah, somebody ransacked his hotel room.
Yeah,
right?
they stole this Hall of Fame ring.
Yeah,
and a couple other precious memories for him.
Really?
Yep.
Somebody in London broke into Andre Reed's hotel room and stole his Super Bowl ring.
Yes.
Why was he?
No, Hall of Fame.
It was Hall of Fame ring.
Yeah.
Why was he wearing it out there?
Why wasn't he wearing it?
Why wasn't he? If he took it out there, why wasn't he wearing it?
Yeah. Well, I hope this isn't an OJ moment where it's all of a sudden the big stage thing and he's got an insurance on it or something. I hope it actually was stolen. But yeah, supposedly the story is they ransacked his hotel room and took a bunch of stuff, including that ring.
Yep.
Yeah. And then quickly, Davey, Syracuse over the weekend. Ugh.
Ain't nothing to talk about.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. This team, I don't know how Dino Babers survives this season.
Was it big-name ex-players that we're talking about?
I don't know who it was. I just read the headline. Sorry.
Well,
look it up. Look it up. You let us know.
They're going to be on TV the next 2 weeks. They're on Thursday night college football on ESPN on the 26th, and then they play Boston College on a Friday night, November 7th. So they're in the national spotlight the next 2 times.
I thought there was every other commercial on the NFL last night on Sunday Night Football. Every other commercial was about AI. Are you noticing AI has become the new thing? And when you really think about it, artificial intelligence has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And computers have been doing the work of people for a long time. And now all of a sudden we've given it the label artificial intelligence. But the really funny commercial of the night was, so how'd you know such and such was going to happen? And the wife said, well, I asked AI. And so you found that out from AI? Yeah, AI, he's right over here. Right, Alan Iverson? Very funny commercial.
That is good.
Far funnier than what I just described. But if you see it, which I'm sure you will, it's one of the AI commercials that I think was pretty darn funny.
That is good.
Got a break. Hold tight. It's 8:15 WIBX.
Are your brakes noisy? Do your brakes vibrate? Is the brake pedal soft? When your brakes need service, find out why our customers have voted Oriskany Garage the best auto repair shop in the Utica area, where we promise to never try to sell you something that you don't need. For brakes, tires, funny noises, warning lights, or any of your auto repair needs, come and experience award-winning service at Oriskany Garage down the street from Utica University or online at ogtire.com. Come on and say it with me and make the noise. ogtire.com.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Online at CordellCordell.com. 518-554-0000. 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information for young families. If you have young children, you face unique challenges that must be addressed when considering your estate planning. Well, they, of course, have issues related to who will take care of and raise their children when they die. In addition, they have to have concerns about how the assets are maintained and managed after their death. They need to utilize trusts, and of course, they need to have life insurance to protect their children for future costs. Blended families face unique circumstances and legal issues that must be considered with their estate planning. How do we make sure that all of the children from both families receive some sort of inheritance? Oftentimes we'll use very special techniques in our wills, or we'll use IRAs or life insurance to make sure they receive an inheritance. They are all very special challenges. To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco. president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hey, listen, if you're looking for flooring, there's only one place to go. Well, you go to a place that deals in flooring, and that is in Sarah's Flooring Outlet. Sal and the entire crew over there, there's no larger inventory anywhere in the area. It's a store that deals in flooring. So you know you're going to be dealing with an expert in flooring at Sarah's. And it is the lowest price guarantee on Pergo Extreme. 60-mile radius of the store, you get the lowest price, period, guaranteed within that 60-mile radius. On the website, there's a $50 off coupon. You can check it out at sarahsflooringoutlet.com. But no matter what the flooring you're looking for, whether it's hardwood or the floating floors, Pergo Extreme, tile, linoleum, carpeting, any type of flooring, the largest inventory in all of Central New York is at their all-new Route 49 Plaza. Get 6 months interest-free financing at Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and online at sarahsflooringoutlet.com.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Okay. In studio right now is the county executive, Anthony Pacenti. Good morning.
Good morning.
So yesterday I noticed the big ribbon cutting. And by the way, this was this in honor of Steve Wynn? All of the, you had people coming down the side of the walls. It looked like Cirque du Soleil or something.
It did, but I think it was. I just think it was an overall celebration.
Part of the celebration,
getting this project.
I thought it was the guys hanging the letters on the side of the building. But
at one point,
I was wondering what are those ropes doing there until beforehand.
Yeah.
But
then you knew.
Then you knew.
So, but I thought it was quite interesting. You sat next to the governor.
I did.
And the governor spoke, and you spoke.
Mm-hmm.
And she never mentioned your name.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Is there a rift here, or you got a little issue?
I don't know. I assume that my comments over the last month or whatever,
probably the migrant
under her skin, but at the same time, it's look, it's. I don't know how to take it other than it's a snub of sorts, I guess, or just the being the small person that she is and not being able to face it. I think look, I've been around other elected officials that we haven't gotten along with, and we've had our difficulties, but no one's ever gone to that extreme. But now they can argue. she was sitting next to me.
Did you two talk?
We exchanged pleasantries and such, and I even tried to tell her to be careful walking out because there was a delicate area there. But so it's not like she didn't know I was there. So
did she thank other elected officials?
She did.
Oh,
she
okay,
did.
okay.
No,
I thought
did.
maybe she was just not.
She went through the list. She went through the list.
Did she thank Rob Palmer?
Yeah.
Get out of here. Of all people to thank for this project.
Did she think? First of all, I thought it was very interesting. The gala on Saturday, Mayor Palmieri nowhere to be found for that. He was there yesterday, though, but he was not a part of the ceremony.
No.
And there's a reason. Because, when the mayor will say, well, I was standing up for Utica, the reality is he was not a partner in this project.
It's a shame that we went through this and we had the difficulties that we had. But I was my goal yesterday was to recognize and try to recognize the project itself, the people that I felt were instrumental in it. I mentioned obviously Senator Griffo, Assemblyman Brindisi, because the two of them saved the money. And with along with me, we back in the during the Cuomo administration. So I thank Andrew Cuomo for the money,
Yeah.
even though Kathy Hochul took the bells.
You should have thanked him yesterday.
I should have thanked him
you
yesterday.
should have
Well,
thanked him yesterday.
I wanted to thank them. Specifically, I thank the Board of Legislators because they never, when I brought things to them in this project, and literally they've been, they were like all in from day one and continue to be. I wanted to mention that, and really the purpose of the day and the building and the hospital itself, and I stressed in the right place, and that's where it should be. And so, look, I guess we can play the political, fodder back and forth, but it's we're celebrating a building, really a facility, but really, and Steve Wynn said it, we all said it, it's about the people that are going to go there, it's about the people that are going to get treated there, it's about the great staff that deals with them, and that's what it was about. And it's about, providing the health care that this community, deserves and needs, and it's unfortunate that political realities, I would have never thought that the governor would have done that, but I guess, look. It is what it is.
She's and you think of her. She's an upstater. You would think that
the other thing
she could identify with the issues of this area that we're dealing with here.
I think it was evident. Look, I think it was also evident that as soon as she got done, she left.
Yeah, but this is clearly about. Regardless.
Did she
of
go
where
up the hospital, like take the rope and go up?
No.
The hospital.
This
walls?
is clearly about whether you call it the asylum seekers or the migrants. This is because Tony's not playing by the what they've outlined here, and he's fighting. He's kind of fighting back, I guess I'll say, preemptively doing things that they can't seem to get around it this time.
But
she can't be seen praising you because the left is going to go, you were up there sitting shoulder to shoulder, and they say horrible things about you, right? They've thrown the racist thing out there. Am I wrong about that? Right? She can't be sitting side by side with you and throwing congratulation or praise on you because that will be seen as maybe she's racist then too.
But but then you're not going to talk about anybody. You're not going to talk about any of the things that you actually do together. I mean, the point was that, county government in itself, and look, you don't want to recognize me, that's fine. I've been around too long to get my feelings hurt or to be kicking and screaming or whatever. I'm not. I mean, I found it amusing, especially because she was sitting right next to me and all that and beforehand. But yeah. You're supposed to come together, and that's the problem, though, here, isn't it? And it's the problem nationally, and it's the problem on the state. If you disagree on one issue, then look, Bill and I, we've been, and I could say this, and Jeff, we've been friends a long time. We've been doing this a long time. We don't agree on everything, but I don't, why does that have to come into play?
You can
when
disagree.
when you're at a celebration of something that everybody was a part of.
It even could have been I could see it being, Tony Pacini and I don't always get along, but on this, we all came together.
You want to know who said that in his first year? And and it's kind of crazy. Was Elliot Spitzer because when we were at odds in his first year as governor, and I remember he came. We did a and there was something at the Stanley at the time. There was an announcement of money at the Stanley. And when he introduced me, he said just that. He goes, we have a tough relationship at times, but we agree on certain things, and okay,
that's what government's supposed to be about.
Okay, great, but it's too bad. I don't want it to overshadow this, and we, it really just. But I had a lot of people came up and told me that was noticeable. But anyway.
And she thanked, I'm sorry, but she thanked Rob Palmieri.
I find
the thing that she thanked him for, the other thing that, was talking about, in talking about Utica and the rejuvenation or whatever you want to put it in, and then lumped in the Aud and Nexus, which, under his leadership, which, excuse me. So anyway.
Well, did she bring up the facade on Genesee Street? That was
no.
So, and not to rag on the mayor, but he was not a part of this. And actually, if you think of the interviews that we've done over the years, take you out of this completely. The difficulty between the hospital, MVHS, and the mayor, they were at odds through this entire situation. In fact, if we're past it and they don't want to talk about it anymore, but the real truth is, he single-handedly cost them a lot of money.
He did. And there's no getting around that.
You can't get around that.
And the county.
And the county as well.
If I'm not mistaken, and I don't think, there are still lingering issues that have not been resolved, right? Like the
right away of some streets and that sort of thing. I don't know where we are.
The entrance to the hospital, is that still owned by the city?
That one stretch.
And it's like a half of a tenth of a mile, but the city won't relinquish it.
Where the problem is going to come in is that the city will have to plow that small stretch, and then the hospital will plow the rest of it. Yeah. It's kind of an interesting. I don't get it.
But why? Just to be a pain in the butt? Just to say I'm not going to go along with what you need?
Well, he would have a legitimate. What he believes is a legitimate argument against it. So.
But I can tell you that, just being there the last 2 days, or at least Saturday and then Sunday, the amount of people that were able to go through for the very first time, we're literally blown away by what, that hospital looks like, is, and will be, for generations. And certainly, I think it just, really, I had so many different people, that I didn't know, and the people people of Utica and of Oneida County and throughout, people from north, south, everybody, coming through. Really blown away by it.
I do hear a lot of people saying, you know what, I wasn't for it going here.
Exactly.
But it is going here, and I got to say, what I'm seeing right now, I'm impressed by.
But I think when you see the camp, the problem with construction is just that, right? I mean, we've all had it done at our houses and in different settings, and when it's being done, it's a mess. Yeah. And you're looking at it, and even when
sometimes a bigger mess than other times.
And on top of when it comes at a place where, in this case, some people didn't want it. It's like, oh, look at that mess. Right. Until it comes together. And, the building in itself is one thing, but until, once the streetscapes get put together, the greenery gets plotted and all of the pieces come together to make it a campus, then you're looking at it in a whole totally different light, and everybody's like, wow, this is like a real big city that we've seen in other locales, and look, all of us have traveled different places for hospital care because of specialties. But when you see what this facility is and can be, it's pretty impressive.
What is the target date for completion of the garage?
We're hovering around the March date right now, and it's going to be dependent. Yeah, I think as just our last meeting a week or so ago, or just a review, I think all of our concrete will be completed this week, or by the end of this week, or may have already been completed in terms of what needed to be poured into the garage itself for the floors and all of those settings. Now the work, or over the next few months, it's the facade of the garage, the exterior outlay, the lighting, the cameras, the security, the electric, all the interior pieces that have to be refined, the elevators, et cetera, so, and it's still a garage, so it still has exposed to the elements, which it always will be. So that's why, dependent on what the next few months are like. If we get a mild, next few months, I mean, maybe it's sooner. I mean, maybe it's maybe it's not March, but that's the safe date for us to talk about.
And the other part of this is, when I see this whole thing going up, and we have people saying, well, the foundation of the hospital is sinking, or there's an issue with it. We've addressed that, or at least the hospital's addressed that these are rumors. It's not true. Also, that when construction is designed, when the architect comes in, these things are built into a project. So because there will be some settling, I would assume. But I can't help but think about when the original hospital must have had the garage built at St. E's, and I don't know what year that garage was built.
I know the garage. Obviously, the garage wasn't built when the hospital was, because it was many years, many decades later. I want to say, I thought, and again, I could be way off. There's got to be a historian out there to check on me. Maybe Joe Bettini's listening or something. I think it's somewhere in the 50s or 60s that garage was built.
And you think about
the first part of the garage, because then they extended onto it afterwards.
And you think about the codes, the materials that are available.
Well, the codes on the hospital itself, back,
compared
to what had to be done today, and just going through the hospital the last couple days, and looking at all the the emergency room that is just magnificent in terms of, I think 70 rooms, 7 different 6 or 5 or 7 different pods, in different areas of and the ability to isolate and to keep infection away that did not occur back when these things were built, even when St. Luke's was built in 1959 or 60, whatever it was. So it's really that's where the other expenses come in on these facilities.
We're talking with County Executive Anthony Piceni. I want you to hang, if you could, for a second. We want to talk about another announcement that happened involving the huge event that's going to be coming up locally when it comes to worldwide women's hockey. We'll get to that. And if you have any questions of the county executive, 315-736-0186. We'll come right back. It's 8:35.
Hi, it's Joe Carbone from Power Sports of Utica. It's our end of the model year blowout sale with over 450 units for sale. Save up to $3,500 on side-by-sides, $3,000 on snowmobiles, $3,000 on watercraft, up to $2,000 on 4x4s, financing as low as 1.99. Save thousands on all used inventory. Save up to 70% on general merchandise. October 16th through the 28th.
Looking for top-notch personal protection? The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is here to level the playing field. Easy to rack slide, easy to control ergonomic grip. It's designed for you. With a 10, 13, and 15-round magazine included, size up for better control or size down for easier concealment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to upgrade your safety. Visit your local dealer now. To learn more about the Equalizer, visit smith-wesson.com. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. All capacity sizes may not be available in your jurisdiction. Be sure to check your local laws and regulations.
Are you ready to smell better naked? I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's pH optimized to safely and effectively control odor anywhere you have it, but wish you didn't. Plus, it's proven to work better than a shower with soap alone. Whether you shower twice a day or 3 times a week, Lumi works better. And did we mention it's aluminum free? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I'm so sure you're going to love it, or you can return it for free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 500 and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, free product of your choice, and ships free with code 500. LUMEdeodorant.com, code 500 for an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack. Love it or return it for free. That's LUMEdeodorant.com, code 500.
Home and Hospital Medical Supply and the New Hartford Shopping Center proudly carries a wide selection of home medical equipment. Lift chairs to buy or rent, canes, crutches, walkers, powered scooters, braces, foot care products, and so much more. And if for some reason they don't carry the product you need, they'll custom order it at no extra charge. Mary and her experienced team are there to assist you Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or call them 315-724-6767 and online at HNHMedicalNY.com. Home and Hospital Medical Supplies, we make life easier.
Looking for top-notch personal protection? The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is here to level the playing field. Easy to rack slide, easy to control ergonomic grip. It's designed for you. With a 10, 13, and 15-round magazine included, size up for better control or size down for easier concealment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to upgrade your safety. Visit your local dealer now. To learn more about the Equalizer, visit smith-wesson.com. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. All capacity sizes may not be available in your jurisdiction. Be sure to check your local laws and regulations.
Ever heard of shingles? Kinda sounds harmless, right? Wrong. Shingles is a wicked painful rash that can last for weeks. People who've had it say it's the worst pain ever. It can even cause nerve damage. Shingles happens when the chickenpox virus you had as a kid gets reactivated. It's more common in people 50 plus and in those with weakened immunity. A vaccine is available right now that's 90% effective. So see your provider, talk to your Kinney pharmacist, or make an appointment at kinneydrugs.com. You do not want shingles. Trust me.
You can live out your MasterChef dreams when you find a professional on Angie to tackle your dream kitchen remodel. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Online at CordellCordell.com. 518-554-0000. 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203.
It's hosting season, and Ashley has everything you need at Central New York's newest furniture and mattress store, Ashley, on the River Road in the Marcy Town Plaza in Marcy. Get your home hosting ready for company with guest-approved essentials like a 92-inch Ashley sofa for just $10 a month or $4.99, or a 72-inch 6-drawer table and 4 chairs just $15 a month or $7.99, or a 5-piece antique white queen bedroom for just $19 a month or $9.99. And Ashley Hybrid Queen mattresses are just $6 a month or only $2.99. Plus, we offer special no-interest financing options for every budget with up to 5 years interest-free. And right now, you can save on accessories store-wide to finish every look, from minor refreshes to total overhauls. Ashley has the items needed to make your home functional, fabulous, and friends and family ready. Experience the joy of home suite hosting with help from Ashley. In-store only at the Marcy Town Plaza on River Road in Marcy. Stop in today.
Hey, Ricky Z is all about Steep Pawnee Mazda and their Move to Mazda sales event because it is back. Enjoys 2.9% APR financing up to 36 months on new 2023 Mazda CX-30s. They've increased their inventory so you can save when you finance or lease any new award-winning Mazdas. They continue their Move to Mazda sales event. Love my my CX-90, which is the replacement for the CX-9. And what it's done is it's also brought in a lot of trade-ins. Great vehicles, pre-owned, all different brands. You can check it out. Their lot is loaded. As Rick says, come in, let's make your deal on a Mazda from the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction, where it's always easy to do business. Steep Pawnee Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, in the studio right now is the County Executive, Anthony Pisani. We'll get back with him in a second. Manaski.
Yeah, I just want to mention we've got another posting in our CNY Online Job Fair. It's for Prime Care Coordination. They work to help those with intellectual or developmental disabilities find the services and resources they need to maintain independence and achieve optimal health, wellness, and life goals. At the heart of the mission is the care manager, and they offer home health core services like comprehensive care management, care coordination, and health promotion. In addition, pay ranges from $22 to $24.50 per hour. There's paid time off, paid holidays, 401k, affordable health care coverage, a generous employee referral program, and they have their own employee wellness program as well. They're located at 2608 Genesee Street, and you can learn more about positions available there and how to apply. Just go to our website, WIBX950.com, and click on the CNY Online Job Fair.
County Executive Anthony Pisani in studio, and was it Friday we were talking about the big hockey, women's hockey that's coming to town?
Yeah, we had a kickoff event with USA Hockey and with the with the IAHC and to announce. And really, I mean, we've announced it before, but we're really, in the phase of really, kicking this off. This is really a big event, and we wanted the community and and everyone to know how big an event it's going to be. And with 9 countries besides the USA competing, in women's hockey we had Megan Keller, the USA Olympic star and hockey player she's playing out in Boston now. We had, like I said, USA Hockey, Dave Fisher and Tony Driscoll were in town to kick it off and talk about what this event means and really kind of kick off the, it's 12 days of hockey and of activities. And so we're planning, it's really a big show in terms of that, 29 games in those 12 days.
Wow.
And, inside activities are obviously hockey inside and activity outside.
You had people scaling off the building again?
Well, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
But we, it is, if you've ever been to Lake Placid when they do the Olympic Village, I mean, obviously think of a piece like that with entertainment and bands and other, just tents and other outdoor activities, because there's going to be a lot of people here, and I don't think anybody really understands that. I mean, 10 when you get teams from from across the globe and Germany and Japan and so many others that are coming here, they're coming. They're not just coming alone. I mean, there are families that come with them, and there are people. Yeah. And then the big event, obviously, is USA Canada. Always, right.
Yeah.
It's and seeing as where we are in proximity to Montreal, Toronto, Ontario, all of that, you're going to see a lot of people.
It's an easy trip down here.
It's an easy trip, and you're going to see a lot of people. So we have our work cut out for us. We brought on the Adirondack Sports Council group to help us organize this and plan it out, and so we're looking forward to it. And you're going to start seeing, literally over the next, starting with Friday's event, but going forward, banners, different events, other pieces. We need like 300 volunteers to help us with this. So working with the colleges and the schools and setting up a school program too for our students to kind of adopt a country and recognize what's going on here. So a lot of planning, a lot more to do, and it's really going to be exciting.
I realize it's not to the level of this, but it is involving this. Watching Paris get ready for the Olympic Games.
Well, it is.
It's really like that.
We've got a short time period now.
Yeah.
I mean, it creeps up.
Got a lot of work to do. This is in March.
It's 100, and I think Friday was 175 days until the event.
Wow.
Which really is not a lot when you think about it, because it's in that first week into August, April. I wish it was August. I mean, no, I don't.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's April of 24, and so. A lot of work to do between now and then.
It is amazing that this is happening here, and Nexus is so new.
Well, and look, we built it. We built Nexus for things like this. I don't think we thought, and any of us, and Rob, we kid about it. Rabesh and I and others, we kid about it. It's like when this first came up, and I said it the other day. He was like, "Look, we're going to put in for this." He goes, "We're never going to get it, but we got to at least start planning and getting in the game on these things." And so we put it in, and then it's like, yeah, we got it. It's like, here we are.
Look at that.
So, but that's what we built Nexus for. We built it for, and obviously we built it for tournaments and tournament play and youth sports and all the things that come around it. But this is a world event. This gets more coverage nationally or globally than the Stanley Cup playoffs. I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
I mean, the women's hockey is huge, and it's really big.
So can I just say, I'm glad you mentioned that this wasn't the goal with getting Nexus here, because I actually just recently watched a documentary, and it was about like these Olympic villages that they build in, I might have been Brazil. But they're all deserted and crumbled now.
Sure.
So the idea wasn't, let's build this facility, we'll bring in a huge event, and then everybody goes their own direction.
Right? It's not. That wasn't it.
Yeah. So this will be.
But this is a bonus. This is a bonus. Later on next year we have the box lacrosse championship in September. that's another piece that, we didn't, but it is those are the add-ons. And if you can get add-ons like that, believe me, you're doing something really
There
right.
is a benefit, too, that I think we haven't thought. I mean, listen, Lake Placid, we'll never compete with Lake Placid.
No.
Lake Placid is Lake Placid.
Lake Placid, right.
However, have you ever tried to get to Lake Placid? There's no easy way to Lake Placid.
No, there isn't.
So if you're looking for convenience, we're right on the thruway. We're a city where there's not, it's not a major metropolitan area where the city can manage things, and the city can, and I say the city, but the community can focus on this and make it a big event and give it the time that it needs.
Exactly, and I repeated it time and time again when we built Nexus and with the Aud and the Adirondack Bank Center, all of that. And Utica's unique in that you get off the thruway, you're in.
Yep.
It's not like no other city can say that in upstate New York. You don't land in Albany when you get off the exit. You don't land in Syracuse because there's how many Syracuse exits. You don't end up in the city proper, or Rochester, or Buffalo, for that matter. And Utica, you do, but more importantly, you get off the exit. How long does it take you to get? Time it next time. Time it
like
from
90
there.
seconds.
How long does it take you to get from there to the?
You're ready. You're exiting off into a business district, North Genesee Street.
Right, but how long does it take you to get to Nexus?
Right.
Too.
Right.
I mean, so you've got you build that time into everything else and everything else around us. That's the beauty of it. So we'll we're all hands on deck, and we're
what I find is interesting about all of this is where we are with this, which is awesome, but what could be. The Comets will still be in the middle of towards the end of their season, and depending on where they are, who knows what will be going on in the middle of a Calder Cup race, hopefully. And then it's right around the time the Pioneers, men and women, could very well be competing.
Right. Great opening night the other night, too, for the Comets, despite the loss. I mean, it was really exciting. A lot of people.
All right. Anything else we need to know?
One quick thing I would say. I mean, I just want to bring attention to. I mean, with all of the things we did this weekend. Last night, my wife and I, Eleanor and I, attended the prayer service at the Jewish Community Center for Israel, and I think it's important that that this community came together last night. A lot of people. Senator Griffo was with me there, and it was really a very nice ceremony, and really something I wanted to point out that we stand with Israel and in this difficult time, and their families that are suffering, and people that have relatives out there, and like
people
we
from
all
here,
from here, like we all do in different homelands. But I just wanted to bring that up and just mention that we're with Israel and thinking of them, but also supporting them.
Do you want a parting shot from Lance, or should I keep it?
Well, it wouldn't be complete if I didn't get a parting shot.
All right.
Well, in the very first segment here, when we first started, we were talking about Governor Kathy Hochul, and you said, well, it's not going to offend me. I've been doing this for too long. And he said, Tony's absolutely right. He's been doing this for too long.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Well, tell him,
that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I asked if you wanted it.
There you go.
All
That's
right.
okay.
One
That's
more.
Fine. That's fine.
Sue in Utica says, Bill, you mentioned that today is Boss Day, but she says if you invert it and spell it backwards, it's basically spelled S-O-B.
It's a very good point. I didn't think
Thank you for that, Sue.
We appreciate it. All right, County Executive Anthony Picenti, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Have
We
a great day.
appreciate it.
Have a great week.
8:51. We'll wrap this Monday morning up here in just a second. Stand by at WIBX.
The Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties is your community foundation. Together, we've invested $125 million in the community, thanks to people, families, and businesses that want to give back and build a brighter future. And you don't have to have big bucks to make a big difference. Join us as we invest in the future of our community. Learn more about your community foundation at foundationhoc.org.
Ready for a smoother and safer ride? Head to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. At Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, you'll get expert advice from their knowledgeable staff, who know that every vehicle is different. And right now, it's the pre-season tire sale at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Buy any 4 installed Nokian snow or all-weather tires $100 instant rebate. Get the tires you and your vehicle deserve at the best prices guaranteed. From Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at tallmanstire.com.
Hi, it's Joe Carbone from Power Sports of Utica. It's our end of the model year blowout sale. With over 450 units for sale. Save up to $3,500 on side-by-sides, $3,000 on snowmobiles, $3,000 on watercraft, up to $2,000 on 4x4s, financing as low as 1.99. Save thousands on all used inventory. Save up to 70% on general merchandise. October 16th through the 28th.
Looking for top-notch personal protection? The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is here to level the playing field. Easy to rack slide, easy to control ergonomic grip. It's designed for you. With a 10, 13, and 15-round magazine included, size up for better control or size down for easier concealment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to upgrade your safety. Visit your local dealer now. To learn more about the Equalizer, visit smith-wesson.com. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. All capacity sizes may not be available in your jurisdiction. Be sure to check your local laws and regulations.
This holiday season, bring extra comfort and timeless style into your home with Adirondack Home Furniture's Flex Steel Gallery Sale going on now. Experience the magic of the holidays surrounded by the finest craftsmanship and exquisite design. From over 40 breathtaking dining sets to handcrafted sofas, their furniture sets the stage for unforgettable holiday celebrations with your loved ones. Stop in today to Adirondack Home Furniture and enjoy a relaxing, low-pressure shopping experience. They pride themselves on their unmatched customer service and attention to detail. Adirondack Home Furniture has a large line of quality USA-made furniture from top manufacturers. Create your dream home for the holidays and beyond with Adirondack Home Furniture. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and home office, you'll find everything on your holiday list at Adirondack Home Furniture. Visit them at the former Riverside Mall, Horatio Street, Utica, or browse their inventory online at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com. Adirondack Home Furniture, helping you get your home ready for the holidays.
Americu's Virtual Financial Center is now open. Perform nearly any transaction with a real person from the comfort and convenience of wherever your life takes you. Easily become an Americu member. Open a deposit account, apply for a loan, and connect with the live person via video when you need us. Visit americu.org/virtualfc to get started. Americu and you. Let's connect. Virtually. Membership eligibility is required. Insured by NCUA.
Hey, River Hills Properties is the fastest growing real estate company around here, in this area, in this region, and it's all about everything they do. And that was the design. Some 15 years ago when Bill and Robin Manjo decided, let's do this. But we're going to do it, and we're going to offer things that are different. That's how we will be different than everyone else, how we will separate ourselves from everyone else. And today, they're the #1 independent real estate agency in all of Central New York, #2 if you include the chains. That's a big deal. And it's the services, the book, 40 to 100 pages, the manual for the home. It's the fact that your listing agent is there. No lockbox, your listing agent is there every time the house is shown to answer questions, to make sure you're putting your best foot forward. It's all about the services provided. Why wouldn't you list your home in good hands with River Hills Properties in Barneville, Little Falls, Utica, and online, it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com, servicing all of upstate New York. Call 315-8. I think the "you're in good hands" with River Hills might be taken.
Yes.
You think?
It is.
Yeah, sorry about that. Didn't realize it. Online, it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call. There's nothing original today anyway. 315-896-1009. Remember, nobody sells. Remember, have it your way at River Hills Properties. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
And the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Coffee, espresso, lattes, iced coffee. The pumpkin spice is back. Apple cider donuts and all of that deliciousness. For the fall, it's Daylight Donuts with a speedy drive-through. In and out, and you are on your way.
At River Hills, when you're selling your house, you rule.
You rule.
That's the new Burger King slogan.
It is, these things just get in. They get in your head. You can't get them out. There are some funny commercials out there.
Yes.
That I've been. A lot of the funniest commercials are insurance commercials, whether
They
it be
do,
Geico
yeah.
or some of the others.
I can't think. It's funny. This is a problem because it is, in my opinion, an iconic series of commercials. I think maybe it is Good Hands. You're in good hands with Allstate. It's the guy who is, what is he? He's Chaos, something like that. What is he?
He's the one that's constantly getting in the accident or causing accidents.
Yeah, he causes the accident.
Oh, the Allstate guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what does he say he is? He's Chaos.
Yeah.
He's something like that.
And then there's Limu and Liu in the for.
Yeah, the other one. Yeah, with the.
Limu and
He
Liu.
doesn't even have a mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liberty, Bibbity, or whatever.
The little guy going on the cart. Liberty.
Mayhem.
Liberty.
He's mayhem.
He's mayhem.
That's what he is.
Mayhem.
Mayhem can happen on the roads.
I wanted to do, if I could find this and leave you with this. SNL was back over the weekend, and doing the hosting was Pete Davidson.
Yeah,
I thought that was.
I saw the open, and that was all I stuck around
It was
for.
a somber opening. Here's audio from that on Saturday night.
This week, we saw the horrible images and stories from Israel and Gaza. And I know what you're thinking. Who better to comment on it than Pete